Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
At TSA, do they, can the metal detector detect that?
If it's encased in metal.
And do they say, hey, listen, man, come over here and take off your panties, and then they start digging?
And then that body scanner can see everything. Mm-hmm. So if you had, a roll of something shoved up somewhere, it would be visible.
So much for the vagina pot.
Don't recommend smuggling.
That's before they had the scanners. They just had the wands back then.
And the metal detector.
I think Brett Howley's ex-wife could get like a half ounce up there.
Wow. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Thanks for letting me finish.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of your listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is strictly prohibited.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show. No. Looks like we're just continuing on our existing intro. Blitz, I'm on bended knee asking you to pull something out of your ass on my next gen Willie.
I gotcha.
It so gets me out of sync.
That is a hype train.
What? Hold on, really? Oh my God! By the way, we had an unbelievable day yesterday with Venmo and PayPal, Cash App. Of course, Twitch was strong yesterday. Looks like we're opening right out of the hole. Strong. I knew it was strong when I woke up and I had Bubba Light already on my Venmo from the overnight.
Yes.
And then, of course, Greg and Amy. Greg, who's gear jamming in the middle of the night, probably somewhere in New Mexico or something. He's already flipped and blipped me a little bit this morning. Thank you, Greg. And Lummy, it looks like we've been already served a hype train.
Yep, level 4 egg pimp 1,000 bits.
Already served a hype train. From Twitch. We're opening up with that right now.
Yes,
Stand by. Hold on. I mean, I know that you're really going to need a lot of time to complete that. I got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got Kevin Hazlett in at 8. Let's call it 8.
Yep.
And then Alex, of course, Alex Stein at 9:15, schlepping some type of propaganda.
Hall of Fame Grouper Libs, 1,500 bits.
And so we got that going for us. Let me. I don't know who sent me this.
That's Nick the Gun Guy.
Donkey
is this Nick the Gun Guy?
That's Nick's place.
Yeah. Gives it 5 subs, egg pimp 1,000, 2 short roll 1,000.
Lightning State Arms. Is that what it is? Lightning State Arms.
Yes.
Listen, thank God, thank you. I think Rick from SOS Tire got me one as well, but it didn't fit as good as this one.
And was it Solo Ford gave us all shirts?
Solo Ford 2018.
Now, what's his business?
Those blue shirts, they were the
fire. Was it fires?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to find them. I don't know where they're at. Did they go to me?
Yes,
they did. Okay, I'll have to find them. So I found
level 5 complete.
Oh, we're good. We're good. Thank you so very much. Again, no gifting of subs. We're changing the way we do business a little bit. We do appreciate the bits on Twitch. That's what started all this madness back in 2017. But if you really want to, we're really appreciating the Venmo, the PayPal, and the Cash App, because that's like let me give you this way: Super Chat and bits are kind of an like a subcutaneous injection. But when you go give through Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal, it's like we're mainlining heroin. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going right into the vein.
I like that.
Like right into the vein. Like there's no way. Like the Macho Man used to. Probably shouldn't be saying this, but when Macho Man would do a into the vein gimmick, which I don't know, maybe he was just doing sailing or New Bane. But anyway, he would always go, "Oh yeah, I like to go right into the vein. There's no waiting on the runway." He called it no waiting on the runway. So we like Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App are no waiting on the runway. That's right. That's right to the bloodstream, and you get more.
Palm trees on the highway.
G-Lo Bug 85, 1,400 bits. New money.
We love the new money. Thank you. We're gonna have a great March, I hope. February was, February. There is no employee pool for February, obviously, but we didn't really do that bad. Just because we've developed a few other sources of revenue, and podcasting's doing well, and ad results is doing well. And so it didn't, February wasn't the crap hole that I thought it was going to be. So we did pretty good. And I think Rhett and Lummy hit a few social bonuses, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So I got Rhett's in, but I didn't get yours in, Lummy, in time.
Okay.
So I'm going to either just Venmo it to you or give it to you on your next paycheck.
Okay.
You'd probably prefer the Venmo because there's no waiting on the runway with taxes on that.
No, I'll be Macho Man. No waiting.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, Anna. How are you?
Hi, I'm well. Thank you.
So, Anna, on the 17th, Blitz is gone.
Next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday. He's going to like a fireworks Willie with a gun kicker or I don't know, an aircraft show or
Yes.
one of the many things
I'm
that
aware.
one of the he's actually not he's interested in a lot of stuff but won't travel for much. This happens to be one of his 4 or 5 things that he's really into, If you were to list the things Blitz would be into, I would say number 1, you're his girlfriend, so help me out. We can kind of sister girl through this, okay?
In terms of things that he's into?
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
Number 1, I would say probably it's a close call between aviation and guns.
Yes.
What would you say?
I would probably say planes.
Blitz.
Bubba, you gotta say Anna's number 1.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, well, I'm not a thing. I
this-
don't count. I'm not like
Yeah,
a
you're
hobby.
not an object. You're a person.
Yeah, I'm a human being with feelings.
Yeah.
I would say probably planes.
Planes not over guns?
I would say
Yeah,
planes.
she's
Maybe
right.
planes,
Yeah, but
cars, guns.
But you own guns and can touch them. You don't own any planes.
Yeah, but he's always watching planes on TV. He's not always watching guns on TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would
he
say
loves
planes, cars,
planes.
guns. In terms
Planes,
of
cars, guns, fireworks, explosives.
yes.
Is that the top 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Planes, guns, cars, explosives.
Yes.
But how about drone, Blitz? Like you're kind of into drones lately, and you're also into your side-by-side, and you're into your hunt camp.
Yeah.
But not, I don't think those are, I think those are very distant 5, 6, and 7s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say distant, but yeah.
And Chinese food.
Well, it's a lot easier to.
He loves Chinese food.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about him. I really didn't.
Egg rolls.
Who doesn't?
No, I love Chinese food,
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Who doesn't like Chinese?
It's true.
Are there people that cook Chinese food at home?
I have, but
Freaks.
I don't usually.
Yeah, like that's one food.
Well, because the pan is enormous. You have to use a wok, so it's
Right.
like super big.
Hype train, very successful. How
Or a
high?
steam basket.
How high did you get it up there, Lummy? 6?
yeah, level
88% of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can if you got your mom or somebody that's like really a good cook, they're like, man, my mom can make, and then you can just have a long list of whether it's Italian, whether it's
At my parents' house, there's a Vietnamese family that lives across the street. I'll cross and over a couple, and in their backyard they have like a whole
Bunch of dogs.
triple walk
a
set
bunch
up.
of dogs that don't last.
No, they don't have dogs anymore.
But they got the whole walk set up.
Oh, it's like three big, huge burners and walks, and they're out there cooking all the time, and you can smell it for like miles.
Do you go over
away.
there and be like, hey, we're not friends with you, but man, I'd like to be your friend.
No,
Because homemade Chinese food might be just stellar.
well,
It'd be Vietnamese, but
it's close, but yeah, the thing that I'm not a huge fan of is my other neighbor, their next door neighbor, is a fisherman, and when they first moved in, they walked over and said, "Hey, what do you do with all your fish heads?" He goes, "Well, obviously I throw them away," and they're like, "Oh, can we have them? We cook fish heads all the time."
Oh yeah, I'm out on the fish
That's
head.
what I said.
oh, my
I'm-
soup looking back
I'm
at
into
me.
I'm into most head, but not fish. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Thanks for no fish head.
I mean, look, I'm glad that someone's eating it rather than it getting thrown away, but
Yeah, well,
not me.
Throw it out to the pond and let the birds go crazy on the
They,
fish
they
heads.
offered me some food one time, years ago, and I was like, "Thank you."
Who has the best? And you've lived now in both counties. Who has the best Chinese?
Nobody.
Really?
It's like so hit or miss. Even the good places are hit or miss.
Tom Bean took me to a place one time in New York, and I think it was called Chin Chin, and it was world famous, and it was a little bit fancy too. Most Chinese joints aren't fancy, and this was world famous, and I don't even know if it's still around or not.
Would you say Chen Chen?
Yeah,
Sorry, where was it?
New York City.
New York City.
Maybe Manhattan, I think. But
I ate Chinese food a few days ago, and I'm still feeling like I don't feel good.
it was the most.
Oh no.
This place in New York, and I could be messing it up. Maybe it's not called Chin Chin.
I was gonna say there's one in Gibsonton.
Well, that
Maybe he thought he was at NYC.
Very close to,
Yeah,
to New
maybe.
York.
Don't be told to be
maybe I was on some real big pills, and Tom Bean said we were in Manhattan, but
Oh,
we
cool,
were
Tom.
next to Lobster Boy's trailer.
I can see the Empire State
Tom Bean
Building.
put you in a dark room in a chair and shook it around and said, "Man,
Yeah.
this turbulence is really bad. Okay, come on, Bubba, we're here in New
Is that
York."
it right there?
No, and now did you have? I mean, is this?
That's
no,
Shenzhen.
no. This place was
That's
like
Taiwan.
This place was like downtown. Amongst Nobu, like we're all, like it was a very.
It's like a high-end fancy.
Yes, couple stories. Like it had like you walk in and there's the main, and then there's like a balcony setting above it, and it was like, oh yeah, I don't
I
even
think
know.
it's Chen. Is it Chen Chinese restaurant?
Maybe that's what it
In
was.
New York City? Is that what you're looking at?
Let me
Yeah.
maybe Google like. Well, hold on here. Hey Alexa, what's the most famous Chinese restaurant in New York City?
I found a few Chinese restaurants in New York City. There's Shen Famous Foods, 1,006.2 miles away on Broadway.
1,000.
Oriental Garden Restaurant, 1,006.2
It might be Shen
miles away
Famous
on
Foods,
Elizabeth
I don't know.
Street. And Shanghai Cafe, 1,006.3 miles away on Mott Street.
There's a Lucky Chen and there's a Zen with CZEN.
No, that was not it. It might have been the Lucky Chen, or I don't know, but it was the most amazing. Oh my God, Blitz! Like you know how egg rolls, like you don't have to burn them, but you gotta get them crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But most of the times they're soggy because it's just some
Yeah, soggy or burnt.
12 guy, $1 an hour guy, 15 hour guy in the back, just whatever. These were to perfection. And
Well, it's funny.
I need some good Chinese in my life.
Yeah, egg rolls are like one of the things I judge Chinese restaurants on.
Yeah, you got to.
The only thing with
Because
me...
it starts and stops with the egg roll.
Yeah, the only thing with me is I had some like real authentic Chinese food when I lived with one of the Chinese refugees.
Right.
He took me and his white coworker like somewhere deep in Tampa, like North Tampa or Tampa Palms or something, and we had a great meal, but my ankles were swollen for like 3 days.
Oh, yeah, with
'Cause the
MSG.
salt, and
Yeah.
MSG, right.
Blitz,
So-
do they have, I mean, like, is it impossible to cook good Chinese without MSG? Because a lot of times it'll say MSG free, but I feel like the MSG might give a lot of the flavor that we yearn
But
for.
that's all MSG is flavoring.
Yeah. Now, so is it like a very much a salt,
Yeah.
kind of deal?
It's from like a
Is it
seaweed,
like
right?
super? Is it super salt?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Yeah. So today I'm going to Jay gave me 4 tickets to the Yankees game today against the Cardinals.
That's
and with a parking pass and everything. Now, let me when you got I got the Diaco parking pass. Now, does that put me like right where we were parking for that day when we were doing the Tampa Tarpon deal?
Yeah.
Right where the smart car parked.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Not there.
VIP.
Yeah.
Go behind the bullpen.
But can you imagine if you could literally park right there?
Yeah.
It's some kind of fire hazard.
And for those that don't know, it was about 5 feet away from like the box office.
The when we did our Bubba promotion, they let me pull the smart car onto the curb, up onto the sidewalk, and like right by literally where the entrance.
Yeah.
To walk
You have to walk around the smart car to get into the field.
clearly a fire hazard. Probably. I don't know. Smart car is so small, like a fire truck could just run over it
Yeah,
if
we're
it needed
just-
to get
yeah,
up on
just
it.
pick it up and move it.
So I had this conundrum. I'm taking the merge crick, and I'm like, maybe I should invite somebody.
Yeah.
Because I got 4 tickets. But then there's a part of me saying, man, I'm big, and I like to have not very rarely do you get the luxury of having 4 tickets and having, maybe only taking 2.
Right.
And having some room. And so I first of all, I was thinking about, well, it's like Dan or Krista and Steve. Well, then I got to thinking, well, if they wanted to go, they would have used the tickets to begin with.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was going to go through, I was first going to ask Krista and Steve.
Because they're the smallest?
Well, no. No,
Sorry.
because Steve's retired.
Oh, right.
Right? Dan, he's probably in the middle of his, 18th monster and 46th surgery by 1:15 today.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew Dan couldn't go. I certainly wasn't going to invite Dan with Romina with that deal.
Why not?
Oh, she
Double
wants to,
date.
Yeah.
Dixon Butts, $25 PayPal.
Jay, thank you so much, Dixon Butts. Is that new money?
I think it's new money.
We love new money. Thank you so much. And thank you to the hundreds of people that find the show again every day. I get so many Facebook messengers and so many different ways for you to message us about people be like, hey, I didn't know you guys were. Bubba, I didn't know you were even on the air until I was, the Facebook. I know it's baby boomer-ish, but Facebook and YouTube, because we did 2 weeks of shows over there, really, really, as much as we thought it was in kind of we got screwed on Twitch, it really garnered, hundreds of people that didn't know about the program and now know how to, get us, so to speak, or at least, go to our YouTube and Facebook page and get some type of content. Mm-hmm. And the YouTube stuff, man, is great. Rhett, one as you have the strap on your shoulder, maybe you could use a graphic that had Dan in it for when you put the shows up.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, yes, sir.
Funny face 0235 1,000 bits.
So
I talked to him about it yesterday. He's working on it.
Perfect. So I'm going through this progression, Anna, of people I could potentially
bring along.
Yeah. Because Lummy, it's my understanding these are fifth row behind home plate, super good,
Jay
good
really
seats.
talked them up.
Yeah, they're really nice.
And you're familiar with them, are you not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever sat there before?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've used the tickets.
Yes.
Good seats.
Really good seats.
High dollar, big spender, yippee yo.
Oh yeah.
I look like Bubba the Love Sponge of old, rolling up there with a big breasted chick.
100%. Usually they have it little roped off a little bit.
Now that doesn't get me entry into the dugout club, does it?
No, it does not. But I'm sure you could probably boss hog your way in there.
Why don't you call your Tampa rep and say, Bubba's coming to the game today. Maybe you could get him an Iggy pass.
I will.
He needs to do a food review at the ballpark.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I will send a message over.
And Blitz, let me tell you, I got to show you what I ordered. But I was at the flat track races, obviously, at my track. And this guy, and I know you already got, first of all, I do not want these next words coming out of your mouth. Oh, yeah, I already got one.
Okay.
Because you have everything, okay? And I don't have anything.
Okay.
As far as being very technical. He had this little $99 iPhone gimbal.
Okay.
And he showed, and it worked pretty damn good. And I think it would be for $99 and a bitch ain't one. I think it would be it would help me doing my food review and things like that. Now right, I know you do have one for your phone.
I do, but I won't say that. I will say that I actually got you one recently.
Oh.
Look at that.
Well, here's what we could do.
Stud.
Here's what we could do, Blitz, because I have one now.
Okay.
Is that we could take that one and put it somewhere in your office, where it always stays.
Yes.
And Lummy could use it for his goat review.
Perfect.
Or anybody else that's using, trying to get any type of footage, they just grab it.
Perfect.
And use it. Perfect.
I actually. Not a huge fan of them, but they're much better than just holding a phone.
They're better than my 57-year-old shaky ass.
Yes.
Yeah,
your phone is
You're still 56.
Your phone's very shaky, susceptible.
Yeah, it's me, bitch.
No, because when I was holding it, it was a little shaky.
I got the shaky susceptible option. Okay.
I think so.
Hello. Hello.
As I was holding it, I was like,
Bro?
maybe it wasn't Bubba this whole time.
Hey, I'm just maybe a couple days over 40, and I don't have the Janet Reno shakes yet, but yet this phone's shaking on me.
Yeah,
it really gets in your head. Then you start not shaking, then you shake more.
Then if you try not to shake, then you're done.
Right. Any money? Shaking. Hello.
Hey, good morning. You not on YouTube today?
No, we're back over to Twitch where we usually are until we get suspended. So we're on Twitch. Are you familiar with that, bud?
Oh, yeah, I had it. I uninstalled it when they suspended you last.
Well, now listen, don't ever uninstall, because, usually our suspensions, this was our longest one in 14 days, but don't uninstall it until we tell you, hey, we're done with this place. We're never coming back. Always keep it on there. But, yeah, we're back over there right now.
All right, cool. I'll load it up.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Hello.
Hey, guys, Florida Stanley.
Hi, Florida Stanley. How are you, buddy?
Hey, good. Well, sort of. I'm good. I haven't fired up Twitch yet. Is Dr. Dan in there? I have a pretty serious medical mal question for him.
No,
Yeah, he's right here. What's your question?
Yeah, he's right here.
Oh, hi, Blitz.
No, he's not. But listen, here's the deal.
Actually, you know what? Florida Stanley, if you tell us what your problem is, Lummy can probably tell you what to do.
Well, I think I could.
Yeah.
If you give me, listen, I've been doing lawyers and doctors and family law and for so long that a lot of times I can be a little bit of a litmus to let you know as whether we should hand you off to Dan or not. So tell me what you potentially got.
All right. So my grandpa is 80 years old. And
Strike one. Strike one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Blitz, 80-year-olds, are fragile and, so and don't live much longer than that. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So he recently fractured his spine and got a pretty serious head. He fell out of the back of his truck, basically.
All right, hold on now. Did he fall? Did he fall out of the back of his truck like as the tailgate broke and Ford might have a malfunction deal, or he
No. The question I have is about his doctor.
Strike two.
Not the vehicle.
I mean, Blitz, man, if the Ford tailgate would have failed and Grandpa tweaked his, I mean, you'd be, that's big bucks right there.
Mm-hmm.
No. He
buy a new Jaguar with that.
Anyway, he's been diagnosed with AFib, COPD, and congestive heart failure.
All right,
which most 80-year-olds have.
Right, and a broken hip.
And a broken back.
Now I will tell you this, Florida Stanley. I don't want you mad at me, okay? And of course, I've been a little bit of a smartass during this conversation, but I will tell you this: a lot of times, broken hips are what finally does an old person in. It is such. This is a back, okay, but any major breakage of a major component of your body sometimes does them in because their body just can't recover. Yeah, I've seen so many people. I've seen so many people.
He's already walking around, though. He's already walking around.
All right, so continue on. I didn't mean to hijack your deal, but I do that a lot.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So here's the medical mal question that I have. So the doctor diagnosed him with all this stuff. Plus, he's his broken back, whatever. This just happened yesterday. My mom has been taking him in for all of his doctor's appointments, and so she asked the doctor. She goes, "Should he be?" Oh, and his oxygen levels are low. So
that's something you need to worry about.
Well, because you're just a heart failure, you get buildup of liquid in your lungs, so you're going to have that.
So his oxygen levels are low as well. So my mom yesterday.
By the way, Florida Stanley, you haven't told us one good thing yet. I mean, every one of these things could kill the guy.
So yesterday, my mom asked the doctor. She said, should he be driving around, and like in his car, in his truck? Should he be driving? And the doctor looked at my mom, called her a tyrant right to her face, said, "You don't need to be a tyrant. He can get in his car. He can go on his boat. He can do whatever he wants."
Well, how does that medical mal?
Yeah, so what's wrong?
I mean, that might be hurt feelioma.
Tell your mom stop being a tyrant.
He's going to kill himself and somebody else if he's driving around.
All right. Well, until he gets to that point, the doctor's done nothing wrong. Your grandma's just a little bit got some hurt feelioma going on, but until Pops gets in the pontoon boat and runs it up on shore and hits 3 kids, I mean, what is there to be medical mal for?
Well, he shouldn't be driving. The doctor shouldn't allow him to drive.
All right, well then step in and override the doctor and tell Pops that we feel the doctor's wrong, and as a family, we don't think you should be driving.
Well, that's what my mom said, and then so not only did the doctor call her a tyrant, then he said don't hold him as a prisoner. Which, okay, I mean I get that, but he's going to kill himself and somebody else. That's what I'm getting at.
But Florida Stanley,
nothing's happened.
Nothing's happened yet. I mean, that's like saying one day I'm going to get mad and shoot on in the head. Well, I mean,
what?
No, I mean, like I haven't done that yet. I don't really plan on doing it, but what if I did? It'd be a crime.
No.
I hope so.
All right.
I mean, my God, if we're going to start on what ifs, my Lord, Blitz could snap at any moment.
It's up to the family, man. That's not a doctor's call.
Yeah, I mean, a doctor, he might think, this guy can drive. I mean, I don't know, man. I think you're getting ahead of yourself. I think Florida Stanley, you being perhaps the man of the family because Gramps is a little tweaked. maybe you step in, talk to Grams, and say, hey, listen, let's keep Grandpa away from driving as much as we can, and not have to worry about it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he should be driving. I'm just saying that shouldn't be the doctor to tell him that he can't drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you
right.
think he shouldn't be driving, you know more than me or even maybe the doctor because you see him more.
I mean, here's the deal, Florida Stanley. I could have congested heart failure before your grandpa does, but I drive like a mother effer every day. I mean, the doctor may say, hey, listen, this guy is got a lot of problems, but I don't think COP makes you, drive into the next lane. I mean, a congestive heart failure, I guess, any fat guy that smokes could have, a heart attack while you're driving.
Those are just all the things that he has, but the main concern is the low oxygen, because even just walking around his condo, he gets dizzy and kind of has to catch himself.
Yeah, but that's walking around when you're sitting. I mean, he's just sitting driving. I mean,
and again, if you don't think he should be driving, you know more than us and probably the doctor as well. It's kind of up to you guys to stop him from driving.
Plus, Grandpa's 80. You could say, "Hey, Gramps, just want to let you know." Completely lie. You can lie to 80-year-olds. If you can't lie to an 80-year-old, you're not a very good liar. You just say, "Hey, Gramps, the doctor called today and is kind of concerned about him saying that
don't drive.
said that he's kind of rethinking the driving deal."
Yeah. No, he's not like Biden. He's pretty cognitive.
I wouldn't want Joe Biden driving me across the street. I'll tell you that right now.
Say, realistically, about a third of the drivers on the road shouldn't be driving right now as it is.
And I'll tell you the worst.
Well,
the absolute worst, Blitz, is that woman in the left lane and you're on 75 north or south. And listen, if you're in the left lane on 75 north or south, I mean, the average speed's about 85.
You mean the passing lane?
Yeah, the far left lane, the passing lane. And
I hate left lane campers.
And so, Blitz, I mean, you got this traffic jam. You're like, what in the hell is going on up there? And it's grandma or grandpa at 71 on the left lane with two semis beside her.
Yeah, I hate people that are in the left lane that aren't
you and I do
at least 30 over.
I actually go across their nose. I actually short space the hell
I
out
do
of
too.
them.
I don't call it short spacing, but I do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I'm so aggressive about it. If they don't hit the brakes, they're going to eat my bumper.
Yeah, if they're really,
I can't do it in my logoed up truck, but I do it in my Jag all the time.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. Listen,
All right. Well, thanks for the
love you, buddy. Tell Gramps, just keep Gramps off the highways. You know what? It does us all a favor.
Yep. Hey, pimp, $100 cash, super chat.
Beep.
or PayPal, whatever.
PayPal.
No, there's a big difference there. Super Chat and PayPal. Which one was it?
It's PayPal.
Okay, thank you. That's very more efficient. Thank you. So I got these tickets for the Tampa Tarpon game. I'm going today. I'm sorry, for the Tampa Bay Yankees. Now these are the New York Yankees, are they not, Lummy?
Yes, they are.
Well, and it's early on spring training, so usually the big guys are still, they start when you get towards the last week of spring training. They'll sit most of the starters, or maybe they'll only play them an inning or two every couple days. But
yeah, they give them about one at bat.
But early on, man, they play the boys 2 or 3 innings, don't they usually?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to figure it all out.
At least 2 at bats. At least usually that equates to about 6.
So Icy Judge, you think?
Yeah, you should.
And who's the big slinging D's on the Cardinals?
Let's see. Actually, I have to look it up because I know a couple of their guys retired last year.
No, Lummy, are you going to the game too?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So let me listen. Here's my progression. So I'm like, well, I should invite somebody. So my first thought is to invite, somebody, part of the Diacos. But I'm thinking, well, Steve and Krista, they're the Diaco family tickets. So these, if Dan can't go.
I mean, technically, I know what you're saying, but they're Jay's tickets and quote unquote the firm, right?
Well, they actually started out as Daddy Joe's tickets. When he was actually a spring training, when the Yankees were in town for that month, he was the spring training doctor. For the Yankees. So he got these seats as a spiff, to be in the doctor. And so as Daddy Joe retired, the Yankees just continued to give them, to them. And then about 5 years ago, the Yankees, wanted to know if they wanted to purchase them at a discounted price. And so the families just always bought them and kept them in the family.
Okay, because I thought Jay said that his law firm is the one that.
And the law firm might be the one that pays for it, but it started out a Daddy Joe deal.
But I know that the Yalcos, the way they roll, it's
it's all,
if it's one,
right.
they can,
except for Dan's car. They all roll like
or
that.
Jay's car.
Yeah, Jay's.
I think Jay's more stingy about driving cars than Dan.
Yeah, Jay. By the way,
and I don't blame either of them. By the way,
Steve is probably the most giving. Steve would give you anything. Like Steve would give you his house if you like. He didn't care.
Right.
Steve's the. So I'm like, okay, well, I could ask Steve and Krista. I could ask Dan and Romina, and I could ask Jay and Kendall, but they're giving these tickets to me, so obviously none of those they can go. So my next call was to Tom Bean. I thought maybe Tom and Gina would want to get away. Tom's like, listen, I got a board meeting with his big pizza company, and I got, a bunch of stuff I'm doing. He's working on my taxes. He's like, I am buried. I'm like, okay. But he says, thanks for the offer. No problem. Then I get a hold of Tate.
Did you tell him there's some rare Pokemons there?
No.
You would have skipped
on third base.
So then, hold on. Then I get a hold of Tate, right? I go, hey, Tate. You want to go to the ball game tomorrow? He goes, no. I go, oh, okay. He goes, I got season tickets for the Yankees. And you got to understand, Tate used to be George Steinbrenner's personal.
I was going to say, I bet Tate's got a really good hookup there.
Yeah. Tate Tate still represents the Steinbrenner family personally. And so he's like, I got tickets and rarely go. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I'm like, well, maybe I'll invite Lummy and Rhett. And then, but then I'm like, well, those are both big dudes, and I'm a big dude, and I mean, I want to be comfortable. Or I can invite. Then I thought about Anna and Blitz, and I'm like, Blitz would go because he's going to Gainesville with me this weekend, but Anna would be miserable.
Yeah,
she would be thinking about
how
she could be jobbing in the.
And just to be clear, Dan in chat says you can have anything he has except his Ferrari.
Okay. I think he's even giving his wife away nowadays.
Yes.
Wow.
Romina, you're now Bubba's girlfriend. Oh, the one person, Donnie, I did not want to go to.
Oh, man.
Oh, Donnie, please. Oh. And so I'm now going to just go myself with me and the Merch Crick and enjoy having an empty seat on either side of us.
With an aisle seat, right? Yeah.
I don't know. Are they aisle?
I'm pretty sure they're aisle.
I know they're I know Jay emailed me the tickets and the parking pass.
Would you be that cramped if you had two people?
Well, it matters. If I had you and Blitz, then I would put me.
What if you're on the end? Well, I guess someone would be next to you, like another person you don't know.
Yeah, I put the Crick. I mean, if I was on the end, I put the Crick by me, and then put you by the Crick, and put Blitz on the far end.
No, I know, but I mean, if you took two big lugs like Lummy and Rhett.
Well, then I'd put the Crick by me and let them two fight it out on three. Let me see. I would be in one. Crick would be in two.
Whoever.
And then I would say Lummy, as a rib, I'd put Lummy on 4 just to screw the other guy, the 5 guy up bad.
Oh, I actually would probably roll the dice and want 4 just in case that guy doesn't show up, or I'd make him uncomfortable enough and sweat all over him that he'd actually get up and leave.
You're a sweater.
Yes, I'm a sweater.
You're a dirty sweater.
And it's going to be a sweater today.
Oh, what is the weather?
I think it's
900
like
degrees.
Yeah, it's going to be like 86, I think.
Sorry, and what time does the game start?
1:15, I think.
105.
Is it 105?
Yeah.
Who can go to a game at 105 on a Wednesday?
Bubba Clem, bitch.
So, I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be very crowded.
Actually, Anna, here's the thing. What you don't understand is there's a lot of New York people, and there's a lot of any Toronto people and Philadelphia people, all teams that have spring training facilities here. What do we got, Lummy? We got. Hold on. Let me see if I can go off
Used
top
to
of my
have
head.
them all.
We got, just in the Tampa Bay metro. We got the Rays. We got the Phillies. We got Toronto. We got the Yankees. I think Detroit's in Lake. Are they still in Lakeland or they moved?
Yes, no, they're in Lakeland.
They're in
Tigers.
The Tigers. You got, so a lot of people from up north because they, live in St. Louis or they live in New York and they can't really make it to the big game during the season as much as they'd like. They can come down here as kind of a mini vacation and catch like 15, 16 games.
That's a vacation?
Yeah, the like baseball.
To watch 15 games?
To Anna, there's people that love there's people that love sports.
And there's also people that have transplanted down here that maybe they don't go to Yankee games anymore, like St. Louis fans, so they moved down here so they go watch
like
the
New
team.
Yorkers that have moved out of New York and live down here, be like, you know what, it's a good way for us to catch our team, you know, and listen, watching a ball game at a minor league facility is just like it's more intimate. It's a smaller facility, usually a third or a half the size, and it's just got kind of a I don't know. It's just got kind of a whole
old school feel too.
Yeah, it does. It's got an old school feel, and you don't appreciate any of it.
No, I really liked the last game that we went to because it didn't happen, and we got to eat a lot of food.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
All right. Maybe the next time we do that, you're not included.
That'd be sad.
Well, I was just saying, you know, you don't.
Well, I like food, and I like the air conditioning.
Hopefully, we have one of those things coming up here soon.
Air conditioned little.
Like a month or so.
Anyway, Bubba Light and Greg and Amy were my first two right out of the hole before the show even started. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. You know who I didn't? You know who I didn't invite? I should probably blow a text in was Tara. But Tara is as busy as Tom Bean.
You still want to invite.
She can't get away. And I was thinking about maybe Janie Cakes.
Yeah, what about Janie Cakes?
But
I mean, Bubba,
she's an hour away. I mean, Land O'Lakes in the Connerton area from this studio is a good 45 minutes. I mean, that's kind of up in your world a little bit.
Yeah, especially it just depends on the time of the day. But yeah,
you got to take the veterans to 54, 54 to 41, then 41 and all that nonsense.
Yep.
That means I'd have to have the merch crick go pick her up like around 11. Now, Lummy, if it's a 105 start and I got parking passes and we're gonna leave from the studios, what time would you leave?
Well, do you
12:30?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to see the national anthem and all that stuff?
Yeah, I want to see a little bit of like the last 5 minutes of them playing Pepper, warming up a little bit.
Oh, that'd be about 30 minutes in. So you'd want to get there at 12:30 if you want to see all that stuff.
No, I don't want to get there for that.
So I'd say 12:45.
You want to leave here at like 12:30, 12:35.
Because it's not going to be. I mean, is it a rat race to get in there? I mean, is it a big parking jam?
It might be, only because the Cardinals don't play up this way that much because they're down in like the Miami area.
How about now? I could really circumvent the whole deal and I could take the e-bikes, and there's one continuous sidewalk. Once I cross Boy Scout Road by the International Mall, there's a sidewalk literally from here to there. Like you go up to Del Mabry, make a left, stay on this side of the road.
Is there a sidewalk right there?
Yep, there's a sidewalk that goes right by the International Mall. And then it goes clear. Lummy, you walked that sidewalk after the Bucks game. Remember, that's where we saw you.
Yeah.
So that sidewalk goes clear to Yankee Stadium, does it not?
Yes, it does.
So would you do that if you were me?
Well, Dan says your parking pass, really, you park about 100 feet from the door, so you might be better off because it's going to be so hot.
Yeah, just drive.
I'm just worried about the line to get in the parking lot.
I think you'll be fine on that. I was thinking more of once you get into the ticket gate, like
if I can get into the parking lot, man, I got all world, I got the Diaco stroke on the parking passes. It's just getting into the facility.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you leave here around 12:30, you'd be fine.
Okay, 12:30, because I'm gonna want to get a hot dog, and maybe I should review the hot dog.
Yeah, there you go.
The in-game hot dog. So anyway, Dan, thank you, Jay, Steve, Dan, and all the Diacos. I would invite you, Dan, but I know that you're making up for that day that you had off and still fighting fires with your wife. She hates me. Let me guess what did I say your hats come in today?
Oh no, really?
Your hats?
All right.
The woman said was going to be on the 13th, but I guess they went to stitching a little quicker. And they got the Lummy Thin Blue Line hats. All of them get shipped today.
Awesome.
And I might have the Blitz hats in by the end of the month.
Hell yeah.
So the good news on that, especially
what else
those.
Are you getting today?
Maybe some koozies. Oh, my golf cart.
Yeah.
Big Mike, Southwest Florida Golf Carts. Go to flgolfcart.com. Lummy, supposedly my tricked out lithium black carbon fiber with emergency lighting on that'll make its debut at the Gator Nationals.
Can we do some burnouts in it?
No, maybe if the Merch Crick was driving it all by itself, but can you when
With
you
us lifting at the back end?
Yeah, maybe. But if it's going to be me, you, and her, it's going to be weighted down a little bit. And I'm thinking about putting you in the passenger side and making her get on the back.
Or the hood?
Well, just because I've sat on the back before, and sometimes a heavier man.
Oh, yeah, make it rub.
Doesn't only make it rub, but sometimes your front tires aren't touching the ground.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Oh, Bubba. Ooh.
Lummy, are we good on endorsements?
We need one extra late stream.
Okay. Are you sure? I thought I did 2 yesterday.
No, that you did 2 better helps yesterday.
All right.
Better help.
Now, have we been getting those to Tom?
Yep.
Okay, you keep me right out of it, right?
Yeah, it's
okay,
a blitz.
Yeah, perfect. And then I'm gonna do a giant recreation world.
Okay.
That one goes to me, or get that to Lisa.
Okay.
Anapaluna.
Yeah, I usually message Blitz on that one too.
Okay, yeah. Always put him in there.
Anapaluna Polina was at the Grand Prix.
Did you say hi to her?
No, but they said her name over the intercom when they were introducing the celebrities, and then the football player with the one arm deal. You know what I'm talking about?
Shaq, who was his fucking name? Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know. Fucking Shaq something, I think.
You know what I'm talking about?
He doesn't play anymore, I don't think.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. He has a twin brother.
Does his twin brother have both arms?
Shaq Griffin, yeah. I think he still plays. 67 Scout, good morning. Jay Boone, 70-30, 42 months. Jig Eater, 444. Good morning. His brother must have taken it from him in the room. Good morning, Maria. Got the mud balls around.
That's mine.
Or he just ate it off him.
Oh shit!
Like, fuck you.
I thought he got it removed,
Trickest of knees.
Something that he was born with it, but then he had to get it taken off or something.
Oh yeah, he was 4 years old with a rare birth defect called
Yeah.
immunotic band syndrome.
Oh okay.
Oh yeah, because it's where a womb or digits are entangled in amniotic fibers. Always burned 51 months. Bubba, did you see Jane Castor won mayor?
No.
In a landslide.
Yeah, hey, by the way, that was the wards. She got only 80%. 20% of write-in. How pathetic is that?
I was saying, she didn't even run against anyone.
No, she went unopposed. Bob Buckhorn.
Hold on. So she went unopposed and only got 20%?
80%.
Oh, 80.
But Bob Buckhorn the year before went unopposed, got 98% of the vote.
Oh, that just goes to show her she's right for the pick, and I'm going to go ahead and declare my candidacy 4 years from now.
Fuck her.
I'm going to declare my candidacy for Tampa mayor 4 years from now.
No, Britta.
20% of the people voted for just a write-in.
I'm going to put, because I live in Tampa now, but you had to have lived there for either
6 months or something.
Something. I just didn't fucking look at the paperwork and shit. E needs that thing, Blitzy.
Okay.
I'll tell her to come get it.
Good morning, semi-added Josh Travis. Finding face 0235. Good morning. Olindo, 20 months.
I only washed my hair after 5 days. It was fucking gross as hell.
Now, Anna, why? Why would you not?
Because I'm lazy, and you're not supposed to wash your hair every day.
But Anna, you're right. You're not supposed to wash it every day, but you're also not supposed to let it go 5.
I don't think the 5 is bad.
Anna, looks like shit. You look like a lamp.
Bubba, I washed it last night.
Anna, you look like greasy-haired. You look like greasy-haired Alanis Morissette.
No, it's actually
Isn't it
not
ironic?
greasy at all. It's actually really fresh right now.
Diablo Dane, 23 months. Played from John's
I just
Island.
watched it.
What's up, Gary?
Oh,
Okay, I'm not getting inappropriate, but I'm going to have to be the determination is if it's greasy or not. Come here, just flip it over here so I don't want to get too crazy. All right, well. No, actually it's not.
Yeah, because I just washed it.
Well, no, you just watched it 5 days ago, bitch.
No, she watched it
I washed
yesterday.
it last night.
Oh, well, you said you didn't wash it for 5 days.
Prior to that.
Oh, you didn't tell me it was freshly washed.
Yeah, it's freshly washed.
Oh, it feels, like I said, I couldn't even hate on it because
I know.
actually
Because
feels...
you said I call me greasy-haired bitch.
Hold on, but it actually feels like it's still kind of a little wet from the washing.
Yeah, because it was last night.
See, that's the look you need to go with. That double shit right there, that looks good.
Yeah?
Yeah, right there. That double main job.
21 months.
The people want to know. What you eating, Bubs?
I got a sandwich, but it's too early.
It's too early. It's lunchtime.
No, I ate it. I ate it.
A hot dog bun?
I ate it 4.
So I started first. It was dry.
Oh, I'm not getting a
Fucking
bob.
bun.
That is a terrible idea. I would never cut my hair short.
Why don't you just not fuck with your hair and just let it grow? I think it would be good, like natural.
It is natural.
Like don't do the ombre or don't do the fucking $300
I haven't
dye.
done the ombre since June of last year.
But bitch, what I'm saying is like,
Forever?
what I'm saying is like, you don't need all that color and shit. You got pretty hair naturally.
Thank you.
So like,
But I want to
rather than spend $300 on your hair, why don't you just keep it natural?
Damn it. Okay.
Because it's pretty natural. Like it isn't like, but when you get it done, it does fucking pop. But
It does.
it
Yeah,
pops.
So,
But like right now, right out of the fucking shower, just down, it looks good too.
thank you.
So
Well, this is my natural color, the dark brown. I like the kind of light.
live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. I gotta get a hold of Austin from Wolf Fencing because I got a legitimate fence estimate yesterday from a fence company.
Oh,
yeah. Are you kidding me?
And it's just for that little section?
No, it was, of course, they went crazy and like triple the amount that I really
You gotta
need.
replace the whole thing. You
Oh,
can't just
jeez.
do the section.
My God. So
and them poles you got probably ain't good, so we got to put all new poles in.
Oh, yeah. So I really need a favor from him. And I might need to get the Get Fresh crew out there. We could do it on a weekend. I know we could. I'd pay everybody, too, for their time.
Yeah, it'd only take a couple days.
I really don't think it would. I think we could get it done in a day. I really do, especially if you had a big red with a Travis, maybe an egg.
Don't forget the 2 Nashes. They can say at Nash Camp, Nashville.
Nashes aren't really good at anything other than wiring stuff up, okay?
And drink.
They get out of breath.
Smashing inside of your vehicle.
they get out of breath on real labor. Yeah, I mean,
Studio.
Nash is real good about coming to the studio and bringing a crick and trying to show off that he knows the studio and he knows me, and then she gets mad as hell and then goes literally 46 miles an hour into my side of my building that I have 3 Hoosier tires stacked up against so that hopefully Mark Tate doesn't see it. He hasn't seen it yet. Supposedly that's supposed to be getting fixed. Nash, I'd like to get that fixed. If we could, but I love you, buddy.
I know he's tore up about it too. He was talking. He's like, man, I've been looking everywhere. I'm trying to find matching. I'm trying to do this and that. He's like, maybe we'll just cut out a piece and do this.
Whatever,
like,
buddy.
man.
Whatever, buddy.
Whatever,
dude. Lummy, do we have? You might know. Blitz might know. You guys know a lot of things that are in the colons of the studio, like the hallways and stuff. Some of the unfinished thing. One, Blitz, I got to get a hold of Tate and get that 1962 tanning bed out of here. Yeah. I've just got to, because that's taking a lot of valuable storage space.
If he wants it gone, I'll take it away.
Yeah, you could probably scrap it.
That's what I would give to my brother to scrap because it's not worth anything.
Hey,
else.
Bubba, on the Wolf one real quick.
Mm-hmm.
He said if you could just send him a message because he got a different number, or not, I mean, a different phone. And then he said he could stop by there after NHRA to look at it again. Like go up there in person.
Yeah, I might have to go with him, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Well,
we could even drive down. If he's in NHRA, we could even drive. I mean, it's only like literally 25. My track's like 30 minutes top.
Nah, it's a little more than that because the tracks are the Gainesville tracks on the northeast side of Gainesville. But still, it's like maybe 40 minutes at the most.
Yeah, we could drive down there just for him to look at.
Okay.
To get a real,
Take the golf cart.
Yeah, I mean, the golf cart would probably make it with that lithium
It probably
battery.
would, actually.
Might.
It might not be too fast on 75, but whatever.
I don't know. It's faster than some people I've gotten behind.
Just stay in the left lane. You're good.
So anyway, I don't know what I was talking about earlier.
Your tanning bed.
Oh, we got to get so anyway, do we have any original building paint, the gray, laying around anywhere? Oof. I know I've not seen any.
I don't know of any, but I'll look around. If we did, I would assume it'd be in that room
I was going to say,
on the other side of you.
I thought there would be some. I thought there was a couple paint cans, but
there might be one in that. I think it would be container 3 or 4.
Okay.
It has some building supplies.
Okay.
Including 10 bags of concrete that Iggy had me over order when we were doing the thing. Let me tell you something. Iggy loves his concrete. He likes to go way overboard on the concrete. Nice. So, Lummy, if you got any projects where you need concrete, I got like 15 bags of concrete.
Oh,
but I think concrete might go bad
if it gets wet.
Yeah, if it stays in there, you should be good.
Oh yeah, it's not wet. It's just it seems like it's hardened a little bit, but that's just the powder, maybe.
Sometimes if it's like really really moist out, it'll like have a hard film around the edge. But if you can like
get it in one of those mixer machines, like that Colton rinse out.
Yeah.
Colton buys mixer machines from eBay and then rinse them out for $50 a day and can't keep them in stock.
Yeah, the humidity will get to it, but like you can if you can hit it with your fist and break it up easily, you're good. If it takes more than that, you're not. It's
anybody
not good.
who needs blitz or anybody who needs concrete bags of concrete, like the 60-pound bags.
Probably needs a few bags.
I have some, Lummy, but we might want to search back in one of those containers because there might be some building paint there. But one would think that it probably, after 11 years, may not be good. Right?
Yeah. But I'll check. At least with we can get the color.
Well,
if the sticker's still
what do
on
you?
it.
I mean, because if they if the way Nash was explaining it to the merch crick was that he can't find the material,
right?
The certain exact matching material that this warehouse is made of, but they can get real close, and nonetheless, you're going to be able to tell it's kind of a patch job, but it'll be more airtight and secure than the dented in one we got now. And then if we can just paint it.
You might even be better off taking a piece of the stuff they cut out to a paint shop and just getting like a gallon. Because even if you have the old paint, it's probably too old, and the paint that's on there now is super faded, so it won't match anyway.
So I might need to have to start with a faded Willie.
Yeah.
Because if I went with the original, the original's got 10 years on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I wonder if our building needs repainted. You think it does?
I mean, it kind of does.
It is pretty faded.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
How long would that take to get fresh crew? Would a whole nother weekend?
Well, if everyone has a sprayer, you could probably get it done pretty quick.
Sprayer? I was about rolling it.
What? No, you have to spray it.
Yeah, spray would make it a lot
Sunbelt
faster.
Yeah. Okay, well, Blitz, if I got 4 sprayers from Sunbelt, please.
Mm-hmm.
We could even, you know what? We could probably even paint the one side that we never painted.
The one side that what?
The what side would that be? That would be the east side of the building that we never painted. The east side of the building's white.
Yeah. That needs to be painted.
I mean, but if we had 4 sprayers, Blitz.
Yeah. You probably
and you don't have to worry about because we blocked all windows over there, so you could literally paint over the windows. Why not?
It would look kind of weird.
Who cares?
Okay.
Let me see that window.
Yep.
Paint over it.
Gotcha.
Better than to tape it all off and all that nonsense. Just let it eat.
Just get a little scissor lift or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, scissor lifts.
Get one of those jigs. What are they called? Jibs.
Yeah.
And get one of those, and then or 2 of those, and have a whole goddamn painting crew out. That's what we're gonna do one of these days, Lummy. And Lummy, we probably need to wait till the fall because it's fixing to get real hot. We don't want to do that in July. No, do we?
No. What color would you want to paint? Same color?
Yeah. I mean, right? Gray. I mean, or would we want to go red? I think gray.
Obviously, I would keep it. I mean, if you don't go the same color, close to whatever it is now.
I'd say let me gray with, and again, we had the pillars that are red. I think those just got recently repainted.
They did. Those are fine.
And just gray it up. And don't even worry about trim or anything like that. Just shoot it gray, bitch. Let it look industrial.
There you go.
Speaking of which, we're Blitz and I and the Crick, and I think maybe Dan are going to the Gator Nationals. Probably not going to get there till Friday. But nonetheless, Tom from Giant Recreation World, man, this is now I've been an endorsement, and I've obviously talked to you about Giant Recreation World for a couple years now on Florida Man Radio, and they got 3 locations. And again, everything starts and stops with going to giantrecreationworld.com, Winter Garden, Ormond Beach, or Palm Bay. And the one thing that Giant Recreation World does is they offer rentals. And I've been talking about this, for a long time. Like if you want to go to the Daytona 500 or any sporting event or even a Bucks game, and you want to have like a Class A, B, or C motorhome or a pop-up or whatever they got, they also rent. They have golf carts and things like that. But I've never taken advantage of renting one and to see how easy it really is. And so Tom is the guy I'm dealing with at Giant Recreation World. Blitz, let me tell you how thorough this really is. So Tom, I put Tom on with Joshua from NHRA. Yep. Joshua sends Tom our camping pass because Tom's taken it to get Thursday afternoon to get all set up. So Tom, I see the email exchange. Tom is like, Josh, is our water hookup or is are we going to be on generator? We're going to be on generator. And then so Tom then gets a hold of me and says, Bubba, do you need linens? Do you need utensils? Do you need plates? He said, the only thing I don't have is, obviously listens to the show. He said, the only thing I don't have is a Presto pizza maker.
Nice.
I'm like, check, I got 5 of those. He's going to provide, and nothing's worse than, I have a fifth wheel. I have a fifth wheel at my track, and Merch Creek is always having to take sheets and pillows and blankets, and because we wash them after the weekend, and we finally have 2 sets up there now. So, but it took a while to get 2 set rotation. But if you were to rent an RV or something like that from Giant Recreation World, a lot of people don't figure in, man, there's a lot of infrastructure. You got to take pillows and sheets and blankets and plates and cups and utensils and all this. Tom has handled it all. Tom's like, I'll have all the linens, I'll have plates, I'll have utensils. Just bring your food and a blanket and a pillow and a toothbrush.
Nice.
And some clean underwear. They're making it's so easy. It's so seamless, and it's the way. It's the way to go. What better way? But remember when we used to show up to Daytona and our bus was all set up and everything?
That was awesome.
The best.
Until that one year, we couldn't find out how to get the bed to pop out of the wall.
Yeah, true.
But that was still, once we figured it out, that was awesome.
You're in trouble when you're dealing with something that's electronic or technical, and Blitz can't figure it out.
Well, it was like a hidden switch that you have to wave your hand around. And
it was crazy.
We couldn't find it.
Some Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, giantrecreationworld.com. They will certainly take care of you. Whether you're buying, you're selling, you're doing a consignment, you're renting, it doesn't matter. They got everything from a pop-up, to a full-blown Prevost Willie. Giant Recreation World. Thank you, Tom, so very much. For your generosity, and thank you, Giant Recreation World, for just making this such an easy deal. And now I'm sure that it probably costs the average consumer a little bit more for them to set it up for you, but I think you can also go to Giant Recreation World and pick it up. I'm sure that there's a fee that they charge you to go get it all set up, but you can also go and just pick up your RV as well. So Kevin Hazlett in today at 8. He'll be promoting his St. Patty's Day. And I think that's this weekend, is it not?
Yeah, it's Saturday on the 11th.
Saturday.
Yes.
At the Hazlett compound, nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
And then today,
At 5
and then we
p.m.
got to scoot Kevin out of here by 9:15 because I have Alex Stein on the air. And, that might not quite jive with Kevin being an aspiring politician.
Yeah.
So we try to insulate Kevin somewhat from some normal programming. We Kevin it up a little bit, knowing that if he runs again, the haters are rolling tape on us, and we don't want them to be able to use anything against Kevin because they tried to last time. They literally went into some podcast that we had that Gargiulo put up on a place that we don't even offer our podcast anymore. And Kevin gave somebody I don't know. It wasn't even that big a deal, but they tried to make it a big deal.
Of course.
And they scoured the internet to try to find one little high spot of Kevin being a little shocking. And it didn't work nonetheless. But, when you're an aspiring politician, I mean, look at how bad they tried to bury Tucker from his appearances on our show.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys don't realize that I spoke to Tucker. This is one of the last times I actually physically spoke to him when this was all going down, like 17, 18. And when the Media Matters people subscribed to Bubba Army Radio and went and literally, I think Lummy will tell you, they went and downloaded every episode that Tucker was on.
Yep.
And then had I heard 8 or 9 interns do nothing but just scour every appearance that he had made on the show and try to find, like when I say, hey, Tucker, tell me about Afghani women. Man, they are some stinky girls. They do not have personal, just crazy stuff.
Yeah, and audibly, he was being very sarcastic. It was easy to tell. But on text, when they wrote it down, what he said, it was hard to. It was like, oh, that sounds really bad.
Out of context.
Sure.
They didn't include the 3 minutes of us what we were talking about prior. Like one time, I think one of the excerpts that he got a lot of crap was like, I believe in boarding school and beating your child.
Yeah.
And he would talk about how bad Canada is, and it's like, please.
Oh, I know. So anyway,
well,
we don't want that to happen. To Kevin, nonetheless. Today, Blitz, we got to give away the NHRA 4-day pack, and that's going to include some Bubba Army trivia.
I believe we have a couple of the one-day deals too.
We do?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Lummy, have you come up with some questions, nonetheless?
Yes, I have.
And would you want to do that next?
Sure.
We might as well, because we're going to get busy with Kevin, and we're going to get busy with Alex. And I got to try to stay on time today because I do have 2 guests. So would you say, let me maybe start calling now, 813-90-BUBBA. I'll just pick them up randomly. And we're going to have 5 Bubba questions that could do anything with people that are part of our show, people that have been part of the show, just Bubba overall trivia.
Buttercup.
What's that?
That was always the answer to one of the questions. Buttercup.
Whatever. Blitz has out-Bubbaed him. I'm Bubba, and I don't even know what that means.
The horse name.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Right, Buttercup. I'm so sorry.
That and Kokomo.
I knew Buttercup who it was. I just didn't know we ever asked what's Manson's horse's name.
Always, yeah. That was one of the ones we always asked.
813-90-BUBBA. 813-90-BUBBA. This is a pretty big thing. NHRA has 4 days at the Gator Nationals. Now, you can go to one or you could go to all 4. Or 3 or 2.
And we have a couple pairs of the single day. So if you call in and win and you can only go one day, let us know and we'll give you those.
Yeah. Or if you would call in and maybe just almost win, then maybe I'll put you on hold or something. So if you lose, you may not really lose. You may not win the 4-packers, but you might win. Blitz is saying I have 2 or 3 sets of, I think it's 2.
Yes.
I have 2 sets of 1-day passes, and you just pick your day, whether it's, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Sunday are the finals. It's all happening this weekend in Gainesville Raceway Park. The NHRA Gator Nationals, Brittany Force, Ron Capps, Leah Pruitt, which is Tony Stewart's wife, and Tony Stewart makes his debut in Top Alcohol Dragster. So call now, 813-90-BUBBA. This up for grabs. The main prize is a 4-day pack. Tickets for all days. And don't forget, every ticket is a pit pass. Like with your ticket, not only will you be given 2 tickets, to sit in the grandstands and watch the drags, but you also can leave your seat and mosey on down to literally a foot or 2 away from where they're tearing the the short block out, putting a whole new. I think what did they say? They do it in 40 minutes. I think they can completely tear it apart and put a whole new motor back in there, and all they use is a short block unless they blew that up in 40 minutes. So we're talking blower, piston, cams, everything. 813-90 Bubba, an NHRA 4-day pack up for grabs, and then 2 additional 1-day packs. We'll do that next.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
And you do the question.
Working it out.
Do you want me to put people on hold, Bubba?
Yeah. We'll go with 1, 2, and 3.
All right, they're on hold, and then I'll grab their numbers if they win or whatever. Oh, there's more. Oh. I'm putting you on hold.
Yes, and it's up there doing that goody. Good, you good to tell that's the legend 23 months. Lived on a sex drive 56 months.
Do we got him on hold?
Yeah, I think put all of them on hold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you the police. Thank you.
Just make contact with them, Anna. Because they like talking to you. And if you just say, "Hey, this is Anna. We're gonna have you on. We'll be on the air in 5 minutes."
Good morning, Holliston Raid 43 Bubba, 30 months.
If you could, please.
Hello. We're gonna be back in about 4.5 minutes. So I'm gonna put you back on hold, okay?
CC Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Oh, see, Anna, they're like touching their penises right
you
now.
Just hold about 4 minutes. We're gonna come back on the air and we'll get to you, okay? Thank you. Yep, this is Anna.
God, was I right
You
again?
did?
Was I right again?
Oh, yeah.
Was I right again?
You're right, Bubba.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet.
See, Anna, listen, put that guy on hold.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh no, I'm not a baker, sir. I'm just a wannabe baker. But that's very sweet.
She's knocking out to herself, Bubba.
She's the best.
Okay, Anna, put him on hold.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, sir. All right, I'm gonna put you back on hold. Thanks so much.
So hold on, Anna. Aww. Did I not tell you having a little interaction privately will just be wonders?
Yeah,
see?
it really will.
If you just listen to me, bitch.
Thanks for calling in. I'm gonna put you on hold. We're gonna get back to you in about 3.5 minutes. All right, thank you.
See, they're talking to.
Oh, Jesus. Hi there, sir, or ma'am, or baby. Hey, thanks for calling in. I'm gonna put you on hold. We're gonna get back to you in about 3.5 minutes or so. Thank you. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna put you back on hold. We're gonna get to you in about 3.5 minutes. All right. Thanks, sir. All right. Yeah, you scared me too, sir. All right. Bye.
See, Anna, now they can say like, oh, I talked to.
Oh, one of them sent a dozen cupcakes to Jennifer at Dan's office because she helped him with the COVID deal.
See, but they gotta talk to you. See?
I know, you're so right, Bubba. You know it all. You really do. You know how to work. You know the right moves. All the moves, the right moves.
J-Boats 2004. Let's see.
See, Anna, I was fucking right. Oh, Lummy, what question are you going to ask him?
Yeah, if you want me to. I can print them real quick. I was just trying to make them an order for you, but I can do it because I have them from like easy to hard.
Yeah.
660, 37 months. Boom, 660. Snizzix is there. You gonna go to it? For the fish.
Trickus of knees. Thank you so much.
Yeah, 1,000. Woo! Snizzix is there. Sorry, full his. KB Bucksman, 55, 58 months. Yeah, I think so there.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. A lot of people on hold. I'll get to you next. I think there might be one available. No, it might be 813-90 Bubba if you want to get in. This is for NHRA tickets this weekend for the Gainesville Nationals. If you're trying to get more financially responsible, not you, because you are financially responsible, because you are with a woman that's financially responsible.
That's correct.
You're not.
No.
You wouldn't know if you're paying 35% on a credit card. You'd have it racked up clear to the sky. Ashley, on the other hand, would be like, hey, we're not paying 35% on a credit card like most Americans are. We're going to go ahead and get a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream to help us pay off this and get locked in at a much more reasonable rate. Rates start at 7.99% APR with auto pay and excellent credit, plus the rate is fixed for the entire life of the loan and will never go up. You can get a loan from as little as $5,000 and as much as $100,000, and a lot of times get your money by the same day that you apply. Lightstream believes people with good credit deserve a better loan experience, and that's exactly what they give you. And for my listeners only, you can apply and get a special interest rate discount and save even more. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com
/BTLS.
That's /BTLS. That's LIGHTSTREAM.com
/BTLS.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 23.99% APR and include a 0.50% auto pay discount. Lowest rates require excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit Lightstream. That's lightstream.com
/BTLS.
/BTLS for more information. I guess we'll go right along the lines. We'll navigate through this. If you lose, you may not necessarily lose. You might just get, the main prize is a 4-day pack, but we have a 2 or 3 one-day packs. So if you lose, I'm still going to put you on hold and potentially, unless you just blow it, Lummy, and you don't get any,
Yeah.
Lummy, I think as soon as somebody misses a question, then they get put on hold because we're not going to continue on to allow people to know the questions.
Of course.
If that's
Bunch of losers.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure that my word is. All right, here we go. Lummy, it's you got to get. Is it 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 on Bubba Trivia that we determined was going to be a winner?
I thought we were at 4 questions, so I think 3. I thought we were just going to do 3 out of 4.
All right, so you got 4 questions, and you got to get 3 out of 4 to be the super grand prize winner. And if you miss, then we're going to put you on hold. We may come back to you. Did I mention yesterday as the show is ending? No, I didn't. I forgot. The Captain Creamsicle spent $100, $100 on Cash App yesterday.
Oh,
Thank
you might see him later.
Thank you, Captain Creamsicle. Yes, who's this? Hello, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, is it me?
Yeah.
Is it me?
Oh, hey.
Hey, you. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
You got a first name, you?
Jason.
Hi, Jason. Was it? And Jason, did you appreciate the fact that Anna answered the phone and gave you a little personal touch? Did you like that?
I did.
Yeah. See, Anna.
Excellent.
There you go. They're like, oh my God, I spoke to Anna for a few seconds. So, Jason, is that your name?
Yes.
All right, Jason. Lummy is going to give you a series of questions. If you get all 4 in a row, then you get a 4-day pass for the NHRA Gator Nationals. That means you can go every day.
Where do you live?
West Palm.
All right, perfect. Are you interested in attending the Gator Nationals?
Absolutely.
All right, perfect. Lummy, go on.
Never been.
What is Bubba's pit bull Labrador's name?
My current one.
Bella.
All right.
What year did Anna start on the show?
I'd say probably 2 years ago, so maybe 2020.
That was 2 years ago. That's correct.
Oh, yeah. Man, the guy's
Great
nailing
logic.
I'm
2
big
years
time
ago.
alarming. You got me nervous here.
No, but man, you at least got a one. I mean, I think I can make the rules as we speak. He's nailed these two so much. He's at least going to get a 1-day pass.
Okay.
Okay, so sir, you at least got that. Continue on. You get the next 2 right, and you're going all 4 days if you'd like. Go ahead.
What was the dollar amount of Bubba's FCC fine?
I think 750,000.
You know what? That blitz, I'm going to have to go to the judges for you, and
I'll give it to him
because it's been reported.
It might have been 780 or something.
No,
just stick with your original.
Stick with your original. It was actually 755, but I have seen it reported 750 once.
Okay.
A few times. So
yeah, that's good. I'll give it to
No,
him.
yeah, but sir, that was great. You pulled that one out of your ass. And Lummy, finally.
Who was the neighbor in Terra Verde that Bubba hated? Fabrizi bought her childhood house and tore it down.
Oh, he's never gonna get that one.
Wait, say that one more time. The neighbor that
In Terra Verde that hated Bubba, and Fabrizi bought her childhood house and tore it down.
I almost feel that that's.
Sure.
I mean, even Blitz, even
how many questions did he get right?
Three. Oh, he already won.
So he already.
Oh yeah,
won.
hold on. Listen, you already.
If we give him the first name, you think is that good?
Her first name was Tina.
Karen?
Tina.
Tina.
And her last name is something that you probably like for breakfast.
Was it Bacon?
Yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah, Tina Bacon it is. Hell yeah, buddy.
Oh, I thought she was like some sort of
bitch. You're exactly right.
Hold on. Part of the old 98 Rock.
No, Tina Bacon was my arch nemesis at Terra Verde. I hope she's dead by now.
Oh my God.
Anyway, sir, you did win the 4 days, so I'm going to put you on.
Come find us and say hi.
I'm going to put you on hold. We are going to be Facebooking and give various places where we'll be hanging out, and we will be live on YouTube and stuff like that. So come see us, okay?
You got it.
And I'm gonna
like huff the exhaust and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, listen, bud. With these 4-day tickets, with every ticket, you can go up into the grandstands and watch, but you can also roam around the pits and get 5 feet from where they're starting them. Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
So I'm going to put you on hold.
I'll get it.
Anna will get. All we need is your name, your email, and your phone number. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
No,
And by the way, I spoke with Jennifer Friday. She was trying to help me out with my mom. And
you mean
she said to make
Jennifer?
sure I let you know.
Dan's Jennifer.
Yeah, Naba.
Jennifer from Dan's office.
Nice. Yes, nice ass, bad attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Nice ass.
Naba.
She's very helpful.
She is.
That is her new name, Naba.
I know. I'm going to see her this weekend.
Nice.
You look pretty hot.
She is a babe.
She is smoking hot.
She's a super babe.
And what makes her even hotter, I wouldn't want to be with her and have to live with this. But her little flip it, I don't give a crap attitude is is sexy as long as you're not, dating it. But she is so cool. And And don't forget, man, for all you people out there that think you need to lose, what has Dan said? From that woman that can't get that last 15
10 pounds off, he said, even 10.
Yeah, for that woman that can't get that last 10 pounds of baby weight off to a fat ass like me, Dan is doing the Ozempic diet, and it's $350 a month, which is about half of what they're charging, and they do it telemedicine-wise with Emily. All you got to do is call 8888. That's 4 8s, 8888, and then Diacos, and tell them that you heard it on my show, and they'll start that process going. Obviously, you've done that, and you've talked to, is it Naba?
Naba.
A nice ass, bad attitude. And you also we'll also see you this weekend. So hold on. Anna's going to get your information, okay?
All right, thanks, Bob.
All right, thank you. What a great listener.
Will you turn my mic off?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Forever. Blitz, she did ask to get her mic turned off. Can't get mad at me. She didn't put a time frame.
Nope. She didn't say turn it back on.
And she didn't say, can you turn my mic off for just a while to get this guy's info? Hello.
Hey, Bubba, dreams of being 2X. How
Hey,
are you?
Bubba's dreams of 2X. Listen, all I have is 1 day passes left, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
I'd like to see you there. Would you be interested in that?
Yeah, I can only go Saturday.
All right, perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Let me continue with the questions. Now, this is just going to be 2 out of 3.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. I was going to ask an easy one and then a difficult one. Name all 3 Diaco's brothers' names.
Stephen, Daniel the oldest, Stephen and Jay, Joseph.
There you go.
And what was the station at Indiana State that Bubba first started on?
Oh, that is a hard one.
That is a hard one. It's okay. He might miss it. He still has a chance to might to give him.
I don't know that.
All
I
right.
got the first four and I don't know that.
No,
one,
Blummy, do not blurt out that answer because you can go back to it. Okay, next question.
What was Bubba's first DJ name?
Ooh.
You
That's 2 tough ones, man.
I'm sorry.
All right, skip that one.
Okay, I'll get out here.
Yeah, let me come on.
Sorry. My bad. I was. All right. What was
dreams of being 2X, man? We gotta hook him up.
Yeah, this is our boy. Now you can go back to those.
Yep.
When you get a guy that's a little more familiar with the show. Obviously, Bubba Dreams of 2X is no shiz.
No, I do, buddy. I got all 4 of them.
Locked up.
All right, ready? What was
I knew Tina
Blitz's?
Bacon.
What was Blitz's dog's name?
Oh, Duke. Or no, that's Dan's. Oh, hang on.
God.
The Doberman that passed.
There you go. That's you know what? That's good enough for me. The Doberman that passed. Let me save those because we'll use them again. Bubba Dreams of 2X. Anna will get you information, okay?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Anna, I'll turn
come say hi.
Yep. Monitor Monitor our Facebook and our YouTube because we'll be between those two be telling you where we're at and what we're doing and potentially live. Hi, who's this? I got 2 more sets. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Who's this?
Amy.
Hi, Amy. You sound super excited to be on the radio. You're live on the radio.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were talking to me at the time.
Yeah, I am. How you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you.
Now, where are you from, Amy?
Oviedo area.
The Oviedo area. Listen to us on Florida Man Radio?
Yes.
Fantastic. And you are interested in... now, are you Bubba Army? Do you know anything about the show?
A little.
A little.
My husband is a fan.
Now, is your husband in the background going to blurt out the answers? Because if he is, I appreciate that.
Yes, he is.
Okay, perfect. So you don't really know much. He's thinking he's actually working smart because he says, Bubba gets enamored with chicks, so I got a better chance to win if I throw my chick up there. She knows nothing about the show, but I'll blurt it out. That's exact. Listen, from full disclosure, if that's how it's working out, that's great.
Yeah,
you know what? Your husband knows how to work smart. He's a smart worker. He's already got a point ahead. Let's start with the answers that have already been missed.
Okay, you want to go with those? Okay.
Yeah. Now this is Amy, right?
Yeah.
Who's representing her husband? What's your husband's name?
Bobby.
Bobby. Amy repping Bobby. Amy couldn't even tell you what my mom's name is, but Bobby could. Don't help her, Bobby. Amy, do you know what my mom's name is? All right, that's okay. That was just Blitz. That was just to show you that Amy knows nothing about the program.
Absolutely.
But that's okay. Bobby knows how to work smart, and this is where the game begins. Let me go ahead.
I was gonna give her an easy one. I was gonna say, what was Bubba's ex-wife's name? The second one, the most recent one.
The one that slept with Hogan.
Correct.
Starstruck and stumped. Oh my!
Oh,
he doesn't know either.
You know, now, Bobby.
I can these are
Bobby.
That's like the easiest question
Bobby.
ever.
I know this is
Bobby, come on.
I have the easy ones.
I mean, do you even know who does that?
On back on.
Do you even know who does Afternoon Drive on Florida Man Radio? One of the very few radio hosts who I think's talented.
He was on your show, Shannon Burke.
Okay, there you go. So, all right. Lummy, they did it. They didn't get my wife a deal, so they're down one. They have to get one more. They got Shannon Burke. These are just the absolute easiest ever. What else? Lummy, what do you got?
What was Bubba's last dog's name before Bella?
The one that died. The dog that died.
The one that came to the studio all the time.
He rode in the Ford all the time with you.
It was a girl. Her name was a girl.
Pookie.
There you go. All right, Bobby, via Ashley, Rhonda, and Lisa won. Stand by. Anna will get your information. Okay, this is the last set I got right here. Hi, who's this?
It's Tim.
Tim, where are you from?
Riverview.
And how do you listen to us?
820 and TuneIn Radio.
Fantastic. We love that, and so does Bruce and Big Woody. Let's start from the ones that have been missed and see what Tom really knows.
All right. What was a station that Bubba got his start on at Indiana State?
I know it was in Warsaw, Indiana. I just don't remember the name of it.
All right, next question. You're already down one. My first radio station was not in Warsaw, Indiana. That's where I was born. My first radio station was in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Or as Lummy says, Terre Haute.
Terre Haute, yes. All right, but you didn't. Let me keep that. The ones that are missed, keep them because
What was Bubba's first DJ name?
I don't know that one.
Jesus God.
I've been listening to you since 1993. I do
Yeah,
not know
sure.
that
No,
one.
you haven't. Anyway, Blitz. I'm sorry, Lummy. One more. Just can you
What was Bubba's ex-wife's name that slept with Hogan?
Nikki.
Sorry, I want to give these away, but I can't. You're 0 for 0.
Yeah,
buddy.
you don't
You're
know
done.
nothing about my show. I mean,
come on.
Do you even know my real last name?
Clem.
Well.
Oh well.
Yeah. I'm just gonna give him to him, Blitz. Screw it.
Oh man, this guy knows nothing.
I do, Bubba. I listen to you every day. Bubba.
Okay.
I'm
Hey,
just
what was the girl? What was the large African American black girl that Rhett slept with after IHOP? If you listen every day.
Most recently, Rhett just slept with a larger African American woman.
And we've said her name many times.
And he's attracted. What?
I don't know. You guys got me on that one.
What does this guy know?
All right, buddy. The only thing he knows is that we're on AM 820. That's all he knows, which is pretty damn good. But, sir, I'm gonna have to give him to somebody who knows this show a little bit better. Okay, thank you. Hope we didn't lose a listener there.
I hope so too. The dude seems cool, but man, this
seems cool as hell, buddy. I'm sorry, but like this guy, meanwhile, probably knows everything. Hello, who's this? Earl. And where do you listen to us at, Earl? How do you get us?
I listen to you on the app, and I'm from Columbia, South Carolina.
Well, perfect. So either 98 Rock, if you can get it, or on the app, nonetheless.
Yeah, on the app. I started listening to you on the rock station.
Yeah, very good. Good. We prefer that. If you can get us on 98 Rock, we like that.
Now, can you make it down to the Gator Nationals?
Yeah, can you make it down to the Gator Nationals?
I can make it anywhere to a racetrack, but I've never been to a drag strip.
Well, it's not that far. I think it's only about maybe a 6-hour, maybe a 5-hour drive. So,
that's no problem.
All right. So, what was my wife's my ex-wife's name that slept with Hogan?
Heather.
Okay. What was my first radio station in Terre Haute?
I don't remember the name, but is that where the girl came up in the yellow sundress?
Yeah, that's good enough, Christine. And then, let me, what else you got?
I can get that one.
What's my son's name?
There.
Tyler.
Who hates me. Fantastic. You are a winner, my friend. Oh, no, that's our last set. And he's on line 5. Earl, congratulations.
Awesome. Hey, I hope to come to your track soon.
Me too. And be monitoring our Facebook and our YouTube channel because we'll be live from various places that we want people to come see us. Okay.
Sounds good.
While we're at the track. Okay. Hold on. Earl Anna is on line 5. There you go, Lummy. It'd be a good time for us to take a break, and we'll come back right after these words. Stand by.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Earl, what's your last name? Let me. Great questions.
Oh, thank you.
Now save the ones that they fucking missed.
I'm making a list of
H-E-L-L-A.
Of the ones they missed?
Easy and hard, yeah.
Okay. I got your number here. I don't want to say it because they'll probably hear it on hot mic, so I'm going to just make sure I got it. It's the 803 number. Can you say the rest of it? All right, I got it. And then email address, Earl. Okay. All right, I got it here. And did you get the 4-day or the 1-day pass? Okay. You'll be hanging out with the Nationals, Earl? Okay. Excellent, excellent. All right, well, you are all set. We'll be in contact with you. All right, Earl, have a good one. Bye-bye. Hello.
Thank you for doing that, Anna.
Yeah, no problem. Did you press the button?
I don't think I did.
Cause look, it says 6:20 still.
What?
Look at the timer clock.
Oh.
Did you press it? There you go.
I don't know. We're gonna be fucked right now.
Huh?
We're gonna be fucked.
We're not gonna be fucked. Stop. You have to have a good attitude.
No, with how we sync up.
Yeah, I know. How's that sandwich?
Blitz will probably be in here and tell me how to do it.
Hey, so add a minute, just play music.
Yeah, okay.
And if play music for a minute, that way if stations come back early, they're simple.
Okay. I'll play it actually a little longer than that.
That's fine, because we're on automation. They probably didn't go to break until
type it in.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, perfect.
And send an email, but
I actually go a little bit longer.
That's fine.
Just
Yeah, so like when it says a minute, or when it says, a minute 30, just play music and then...
Perfect.
If you could type it, that'd be great. And then let me, do you have the other ones?
Yeah.
Can you email me that?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 6 of them, right?
Hmm?
You have 6?
Let me check. I mean, whatever the list I had, actually. Yeah, I can add what's it? Yeah.
I mean, you didn't send me anything, so.
I know. I'll send it to.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Send that to me, and then I'll merge them together. And.
All right.
Thank you.
Craig and Amy.
Trucking along. The Cash App?
Yeah, but my God, Adam Nilsson.
Oh yeah.
Another 1,000.
Whoa.
That's 3,000 in 1 week.
That's 3,000. Yeah, in 3 days.
This motherfucker, I don't know who he is, but he's the fucking man. This Adam Nilsson guy.
Thank you, Adam Nilsson. Twitter depends on the after.
Anna?
Yes, Heather's been instructor. Anna's not in here. My favorite cat, Jeff and Paulo, 358 months. John Dylan Brown, 91, 13 months. That'd be pretty sweet, huh? Good morning, Black Guy in Cali. It's a horrible deal. Kind of like the Russell Wilson deal. TJ from Jersey, 34 months.
Hey, Lummy.
Yes, Bubba.
Is Aaron Rodgers gone?
Well, the Jets owners flew to California and had a meeting with him.
Now they're flying to Green Bay today, supposedly.
Yeah, that's not good.
Lummy?
I don't see why the Jets owners would be flying to Green Bay. And
Lummy?
Yes, Bubba.
Is my guy gone?
I think
He's done,
I think you're
Ho.
going to be with Jordan Love. You're going to be in love with Love.
He's done. Bye.
What's up, I did I? I'm sorry.
No, Rodgers has got to at least garner 2 1s and 2 2s.
Yeah, I mean, but Lamar right now is only you only got to give him two first rounders or Baltimore two.
Yeah, but
first
that's because it's a franchise deal.
True.
That's the reason why is that's an equation that the NFL that's just what it is.
Oh, I think the Jets might even throw in one of their shitbag quarterbacks too, just for the shits and giggles.
Who else do the Jets have player wise? If the Packers will say, okay, we won't go 2 number 1s, we'll go a 1 and 2 2s, but we want what's a player that they could they got any good tight ends?
No, not really. I mean,
how about any edge rusher?
Music.
Yeah. How about like edge rusher or?
Yeah, there's a defensive tackle they got, and I think even they have a pretty good offensive guard. Maybe a guard or a center. I know it's not a sexy position.
I think I'm kind of I'm pulling for Love right now.
Yeah, you got to at this point.
Gotta pull.
It's cheap. Maybe they'll turn around the Packers.
What's the guy from Baltimore's name?
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
From the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Sorry to the affiliates for the messed up. I didn't hit the closure, so I'm sorry. I make mistakes. I drop the ball, Lummy. I'm Bubba Evans, and sometimes I'll drop one. Not very rarely.
Nope.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show, sponsored by BetterHelp. It's BETTER, better, HELP, betterhelp.com.
/BTLS.
Again, use /BTLS. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't even know what we want or how we're going to react when certain situations happen. And if you're thinking about starting therapy, you might want to give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule, not somebody else's. It's however you want it. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com.
/BTLS.
That's going to get you the BTLS kicker is going to get you 10% off your first month. That's BETTER, BetterHelp, HELP, betterhelp.com.
/BTLS.
/BTLS. Thank you. Greg and Amy, of course, Greg driving the midnight shift, participating on the Cash App. Thank you so much. We're asking people, this show is like a constant telethon, if you will, that we are entertaining enough to pull it off. We're like the Jerry Lee Lewis telethon.
Not like Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, not Jerry Lee Lewis, who was screwing his 15-year-old
cousin
or something. Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anna, the guy that his only hit he really had was Great Balls of Fire.
Didn't he die just recently?
Yeah, and I think he was married to like his 15-year-old first cousin. Like not like his dad's. His brother's
13-year-old cousin once removed.
Yeah, so
13,
like his brother's daughter.
Okay.
13. Talking about Great Balls of Fire. They're lucky they didn't put your balls on fire upon discovering that.
He was 22 at the time.
Didn't Elvis was messing around with Lisa Marie when she was 14 in Germany?
Yes.
Priscilla?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Who did I say?
You said that his Lisa Marie.
No, Priscilla.
Yeah. Yeah, she was 16.
What? I thought it was started when it was 15.
Maybe it was 15. Maybe it was 14 actually, because I looked it up.
Oh man, I want to tell you something. She's 14, but when she turns 16, I'm gonna blast her.
Jerry Lee Lewis was married 7 times.
Oh, that's
man,
it.
at that time, that's on you, buddy. Be a 7-time loser. Why don't you just not get married?
Yeah, how about that?
How about having a partner, loving her or him or them, and not having to get married? How about that?
He was married in 52, divorced in 53, married in 53, divorced in 57, married in 57, divorced in 70, married in 71, she died in 82, married in 83, she died in 83, married in 84, divorced 2005, and then married Judith Brown in 2012.
Then he took a lick.
Yes.
Trickney Ashley, I got some breaking news. Trickney Ashley, 20. She loves my shirt. Thank you. Wayne Toussaint. And you know how, like with Venmo, Lummy, you can put a little message, on there. Ashley says, love your shirt. Wayne Toussaint, 50, said it's for Little Wilbur's college fund.
Oh, thanks.
Curtis Enright, 15. What does Anna think about DJ Humdinger? Mitch Lucerini, $20 for Colt in Doggy Heaven. Aw. And then this guy, this guy has come out of nowhere. I don't even know who this dude is. You know how many times? Remember, and he's been given in $1,000 increments. Adam Nilsson, Nilson, new money nonetheless. But today, another $1,000, $3,000 for in the last fiscal week, and he's BARP bound. He's like, I'm locked in for BARP. You are, buddy, and plus then some.
Awesome.
All via Venmo, Cash App, PayPal is the way you get the most bang for your buck. So thank you for that. This new Adam Nilsson.
I know. It's coming on
what's
strong.
his deal? Where's he from?
I don't know where he's from, what his deal is. God bless his little soul is what I say. Did you see, Blitz, that and so this is the plane. I'm assuming this potentially is the private plane. Is that like a Bombardier or a Falcon 50 or I got it on my screen right now?
was the Global Express, maybe.
But nonetheless, as far as private planes, that's on the bigger side of a private plane. Like it's far bigger than a Citation, or that's. I don't know. That's not the size of a G650, but that's a pretty
Challenger. It's a good plane.
Yeah, that's a meaty private plane. Nonetheless,
it's nice.
Yeah. Former White House staffer, this woman, her and her husband and her son were traveling to go visit colleges and got into some heavy turbulence, and she died from it.
Ooh.
Now, the only way I can think you can die, by the way, both pilots and the son and the husband all survived. So I'm assuming the only way you die from turbulence where everybody else makes it is that you didn't have your seatbelt on. And you smashed your, like you literally maybe broke your neck. I mean, right? I mean, like how would everybody else have survived and you be...
Yeah, does it say like what their injuries were?
Dana Hyde, who served both for Clinton and Obama, was transported to the hospital in Hartford after her plane made an emergency landing at the Bradley International Airport in Connecticut. The National Transportation, the NTSB, which is investigating the incident, said that a turbulence event resulted in fatal injuries. In an update on Monday, they said that they're now looking at a reported trim issue that occurred prior to the in-flight upset. Does that mean they were trimming the plane out, or does that mean like a piece of molding, a trim inside?
Yeah, good question.
Because you trim a plane when you're flying, there's this big round.
Well, every plane's different, but yeah.
Yeah, most of it's electronically now. But you trim your plane out, and that's where you're trimming out all. Your what's those what are they're called
on the wings?
Yeah,
ailerons,
and your flaps, and you're trying to get your plane as efficient as it can be.
Yeah, usually trim is the horizontal stabilizer.
Right. And what you're doing is if you trim your plane perfectly and you get it trimmed out, you can literally not hold the yoke. I mean, you always have your hand on the yoke, but it will just literally just kind of like it's just perfectly, arrow. And that's what all pilots are trying to do. They try to trim it out so that, it's flying as efficiently as it can. I don't know if that's the kind of trim that the NTSB are speaking about, or that there was a piece of molding.
So it was, I believe, elevator trim, not like a piece of molding trim.
So it was trim on the mechanical side of the airplane, the flying part.
Correct.
It doesn't. It says Hyde was flying from an airport in New Hampshire to Leesburg.
She died from blunt force injuries.
Taking a trip to visit schools in New England, according to the Washington Post. Her husband and son, as well as the two members of the flight crew, were not injured in the incident. It said of blunt trauma head force.
Yeah.
So that means that, she didn't have her seatbelt on, or she didn't have it on, didn't have it on tight enough. And, they hit this big pocket or... and listen, Blitz and I have flown in my little plane, and sometimes you can hit a weather, like an updraft or a downdraft, and your plane can go like 300 or 400 feet in a second.
Yeah.
And literally, you're smashed up against the ceiling if you don't have your seatbelt on.
Mm-hmm.
And
the first thing you do when you see clouds or a storm ahead, man, is put that seatbelt on.
Yeah. And a lot of times, Tyler would be in the back sleeping with no seatbelt on, and we would give him a little...
Let him float in there a little bit?
Tid would go down like... He goes, hold on, here we go. Because Tyler...
Give him some zero-G?
And Tyler, and we'd nose down like about, 400 feet real fast. And he'd go, ah! And he'd be floating in the air. Like I didn't paralyze him.
Good times.
But that's very uncommon. Usually when, there's a death that happens in aviation... it's one, not just one dies. Usually a lot of people die. And two...
And the other people were uninjured at all, it said.
Yeah, none at all. None. So I forget what... I got to Google, I get Google update. You guys probably have me in as a Google update too. So if anytime my name is printed or there's a
news
story,
alert, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime that we're in the news in any way, shape, or form, mostly it's usually bad. We all get a Google alert about,
Or if it's an article that like Lori Lewis wrote and your name's in it.
Yeah. So we get all kinds. Anyway, Lummy, I get this Google report about 10 wrestlers that you didn't know wrestled for the WWE in 1999.
Oh.
And they got me as number 1.
Really?
And then they go on and further give more information, which a lot of people don't know. But in 1999, I think I was the only of all wrestlers in the world. I might have been the only wrestler, maybe the Texas Hangman, because I always tagged with him. Like he was always the guy that, walked me through the match. So it might be me and the Texas Hangman are the only 2 humans in the world in the year 1999 that wrestled in all 3 federations. Bubba the Love Sponge.
Look at you.
Bubba the Love Sponge is a controversial radio personality who rose to fame into the 2000s. He was involved in numerous controversies throughout his career, including a high-profile lawsuit with Hulk Hogan. Well, that's saying it nicely. That's far more nicer than they usually say. He also competed in 3 matches in 1999, all of them with 3 different wrestling companies. Along with his forgotten match in the WWE, he competed in the ECW and the WCW that year.
Maybe they got an inside Iggy from one of our YouTube shorts. Red tagged it up. Did you know Bubba was a wrestler?
Oh, did it address that I wrestled all 3? Or maybe somebody just watched that and put them all together. I don't know.
No, someone might have known about the appearances. The one that I put up was just highlights from your stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
the Texas Hangman match.
You were wanting to take some credit on that, but
no, because some of those wrestling sites, and I've sent them out to Red when we get it. They use some of our clips we've been putting up or talk about them.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
In a bad way or a good way?
No, they have in the past, like embedded some of our stuff on their site, like a lot of the Favre stuff after we updated it, and
Let me, is Favre doing anything, even if we throw him straight softballs?
Once kind of things are a little more in the clear, he has told me that he would come back on. I told him that we wouldn't, obviously.
Straight softballs.
Yeah.
And you see, tell him Bubba is such a huge, fan. I don't want to say fan, but just really, 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 is.
No, he appreciated it, and he's also seen that we haven't said anything negative about him in the media. And
no, as a matter of fact, I'd like you to send this to Brett Favre right now.
All right.
Brett, I think you have the right to sue anybody you want, and if Pat McAfee has said disparaging or defamatory or liable or things like that, then yes, use the court system. I will tell you that having been sued before, it's a little bit tougher of a bar the more famous you are, and you're very, very famous. You're very famous. Probably you're actually more famous than your guy you're suing. But it's a tough bar sometimes to reach for that. But
but if they reported something as fact and it's wrong,
right,
then he might be onto something.
Absolutely, absolutely. Liable, slanderous, defamatory. It could be all of that. So full steam ahead, bud. And I support your efforts. And I've usually been on the other side of that where people are suing me. But it's good to be on this side. I want to be on Brett's side. So, Brett, let me tell you, I hope you prevail. I hope you can right this wrong according to whatever you think Pat said about you. I didn't really get into it because as soon as Pat McAfee started talking about Brett Favre, then I'm not going to listen. Yeah. I'm not going to have. I like Brett Favre, and I'm such a fan of Brett Favre that if you're going to start saying bad things about Brett Favre, I'm going to choose not to participate. So, Brett, when you're in the clear and you can talk not necessarily about that matter, we don't have to talk about that matter at all. There's a lot of good football to talk about. There's a lot of good football. Football only, buddy. And how much of a gunslinger you were, buddy. And where do you think Aaron Rodgers is going? It kind of goes along the line of maybe how his career is going. It seems like that's the Green Bay way, where they kind of ship you out on the last couple of years of your deal. And I just don't think that, in my opinion, and Rhett, your mic's up because this is sports related. I don't know. I think they knew when Brett decided to leave or wanted to leave, and they finally traded Brett to the Jets. I think they saw how good Aaron was, and Favre probably also would agree that Aaron, was killing it in practice or had the it factor.
Yeah.
And but I've not heard that from I've not heard a big buzz on Love. Now, it's looking like me being the great Green Bay Packer fan that I am, I'm going to stick with my team, and I'm going to be a Jordan Love supporter. I'm not going to like it. Do you remember, Blitz, I don't know if you remember how mad how mad I was when the Packers, let Favre go to the Jets? I was beside myself.
Yes,
well, were there reports at the time that were really putting over Aaron Rodgers? You know what I mean? Joe Schmo on ESPN saying, I think this kid sitting behind Brett Favre could be really good.
Not really.
There's been more of that for Jordan Love recently, but I mean, 3 years ago, he was an ass bucket to everybody.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people were. I think Rodgers was kind of an unknown at that time too, and Rodgers had a shaky start, if I remember right. He got hurt right away and had a shaky start.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe Love is more mobile. Are the Packers? Could they be in the running for the Lamar Jackson?
No.
Because hold on. How about this though? What if the Packers get 2 number ones for Rodgers, okay? They, in turn, use those 2 number ones to go get Jackson.
I think it's just the cap, because the problem with Lamar Jackson is that now that Baltimore...
Sorry, Lamar Jackson. Woo, I am for real. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now that he got franchise tagged, which is like $32 million, whatever team ends up with
But that's a savings compared to what they're paying.
100%, but he's not going to play on that tag. Whoever trades up to get him on draft night or whatever, they're going to have to give him a new deal, and they're going to have to give him what he wants to be paid, because he's not going to play for less.
I heard, and he deserves it because he is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and
he might be, honest
like that,
to God,
man.
he might be, with regards to if you're a team and you can pick Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers, you pick Lamar Jackson all day just because of you got 15 years left in that guy.
And when he's a runner like he is, he runs the risk of getting injured. So I can understand why guys like that want it fully guaranteed. Teams are a high risk, high reward kind of player.
He'll get it.
Oh yeah,
he'll get it. Now, I've been trying to keep up on this, and this is sports related. Maybe Babyface can call in here in a minute. By the way, I think we got Kevin Hazlett here shortly, and we'll have him till 9:15 when Alex Stein rolls up in his nonsense. But now I'm hearing rolls up on his blimp. He insane for the Ukraine. I'm hearing that the Rodgers deal is far more complicated, because even if the Packers trade him and he reworks his deal, they're still on the hook for like a lot of money, regardless if he goes or stays. There's no way, because of dead cap money or something like that the Packers get away clean. They're gonna get draft picks. They might get players, but they're also still on the hook for an extreme amount of money, and there's no way to slice it. Is that true?
It's because of that 1 year left and how much it is.
So there's no way that the Packers can trade Aaron Rodgers away clean, and they don't have anything to do financially.
Probably not without eating like $10-20 million.
I heard it was like a $25 million dead cap hit.
Yeah, which would be rough. The Bucs just had the $35 million from Brady.
Yeah.
So depending on what his new deal is, it'll probably be around that range, $25 million. But for what you're going to be getting, if you can load up on picks this year anyways, and go in there with Jordan Love as your guy, get him some weapons. Who really knows? It seems like they're definitely ready to turn the page in Green Bay, but if he wants to come back and play with y'all for another year or two, I also think they would more than welcome him, because it's a safe bet.
You went and got Aaron you went and got Aaron Jones. You re-signed. You locked him up, and then at the end of the day, man, this is really a tight end heavy draft, and they could potentially maybe get the kid from Notre Dame. Maybe, I don't know if he'll be around at 15. But he's supposedly the big slinging D on the tight end, but there's another guy, too, that's really good. I think the Packers need a tight end.
Yeah.
There's a kid from Georgia who ran the hell out of the blocking sled at the combine. He was the only tight end that really moved it, so he's going to be a hot commodity.
And I mean, I think the Packers need an edge or a DL, like a stud ass DL. There's a lot of things that they need. Their defense is pretty much intact, pretty good, not too bad. But honest to God, I think the Packers, if Jordan Love is just decent, I think the Packers, if they can protect him and always have the opportunity to hand the ball to Jones, I think the Packers could potentially be okay. They can't be any worse than they were this year with Rodgers.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So when the offense was kind of stumbling last year, would you attribute, because I didn't watch every single Packer game, but would you attribute that more to the offensive play calling, coaching, or just the execution of the guys on the field?
Both, and conjunction with having rookie wide receivers and not having, for almost all of, for a long time, man, you just threw it to 18 was Devontae Adams 18?
17.
You just threw it to 17. And then when you got 17 on the team compared to not having them on the team, right? That guy doesn't drop balls, and he's the biggest one of arguably the top 3 wide receivers in the league.
Yep.
And you don't have that guy anymore. Well, now all of a sudden your all-world quarterback, isn't as good. Would Brett Favre have been as good if he didn't have Sterling Sharp? Or he didn't have, Donald Driver or that Greg Jennings,
probably not.
Or Jordy Nelson. If you didn't have, Aaron Rodgers started out the year with a bunch of nobodies. Now Christian Watson turned into somebody. The Dobbs guy's decent. Randall Cobb's long in the tooth. The one kid they had, from Clemson they cut, who was supposed to be like an unbelievable wide receiver. I forget what that guy's name. His name was Rodgers too.
Yeah, I think he's not doing anything.
Amari Rodgers.
Yeah.
He sucked. He fumbled 5, punt returns, lost a lot. Hell, Amari Rodgers probably cost the Packers 2 games in himself. So,
Kevin said he'll be here shortly. He's behind a bad wreck right now.
Okay, perfect. So, Rhett, what? I don't think there's any scenario that the Packers don't have at least a $25 million dead cap hit with Rodgers. If that's the case, you keep him, right? If you're eating 25 without him, and isn't that that's a big number. That's a starting offensive lineman / starting defensive lineman / starting big time wide receiver salary, is it not?
You would think, yeah, it is. But you would think with what money is owed left on Rodgers' deal, either they're going to extend him or they're just going to bite the bullet. If you're going to be paying for it one way or the other, yeah, you'd prefer to have your guy. But, with him being a free agent after this year, if they don't extend him or restructure or anything like that, then it's get compensation for him while, 1, he's still good, and 2, you still can, due to technicality because he's going to be a free agent after next year. He's not a free agent right now.
Yeah, he's gone. Lummy, you're the one that's been saying he's gone, and Rhett is saying that he's staying. Rhett, have you changed your position in the latest, 48 hours of development?
No, I still, my gut says he restructures with Green Bay. So there was a report that said yesterday Jets representatives are meeting with him in person, and I think this is the second or third time they've met with him. And I just don't think they're going to get a deal done.
Supposedly they were supposed to fly to Green Bay. I saw an article where they were flying to Green Bay today.
Yeah, they met with him yesterday.
Well, and here's the funny thing about the Jets, too, is that they actually waited to pursue Derek Carr to see what Aaron Rodgers was going to do. They were waiting for him to get out of his darkness retreat. Derek Carr got tired of waiting and signed with the Saints. So if the Jets cannot reel him in, they're going to miss out on both Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers, which is the most Jets thing I've ever heard.
Now, where does that put Lamar Jackson? He's actually
it doesn't mean much, but they did say yesterday Atlanta's not going to pursue Lamar.
Yeah, I did see that.
They're the team that could do it if they wanted to.
About that.
How about the Raiders?
I don't know if they have the money. They don't even have the money to fire their head coach.
Yeah.
So, do you think Lamar Jackson stays in Baltimore? He's full hot at the Ravens right now. He is full hot. He played like he is. Does he stay a Raven?
I think I think worst
he
case
hates
scenario,
them.
they tagged him to get more time to work out an extension because he's not going to play on the tag.
Listen, there's all
Miami?
no. Listen, you guys say there's no way because of reports. There's reports that there's no way he's going to go to Carolina, and he was spotted in Carolina last night at a hotel.
Everybody wants to be in Carolina, the hottest bitches known in the world.
Yeah, exactly. But then he was spotted in Carolina, but they came out like 2 days ago.
I'd be in Carolina if I could right now. Hello.
Hey, Bubba, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, quick question. You didn't happen to catch any of the...
You didn't even say your name.
You got to say, hey, this is Jimmy checking in
Hot
from
Carl,
Indy.
don't Google me.
Yeah, it's Hot Carl. Don't Google me. My bad. I didn't want to be off
Please,
topic.
all Bubba Army, please identify yourself. Please.
So, did you catch any of Primetime's show last night?
No, Dion, you mean?
No,
no,
the dark match prime time.
Oh, you mean prime time on the grind? 99. No, I didn't. I didn't catch it. Tell me what I missed.
So the last about 10 minutes, you could scan through it. I was a little baked last night, but I had to call in. You got to talk to him, man. I could not believe, like, he pushed the limits. He had this young African-American gentleman that is in, like, a wheelchair, and basically he's like a motivational speaker or whatever. He had his mom come out there, and he has, like what's called, like, word vomit, where he starts saying something, but then he takes it a little too far and he doesn't stop. And, bro, it was so awkwardly, like, cringy in a good way, but I couldn't believe he said what he said.
Well, maybe you shouldn't tell me what he said, but I mean, like, what kind of did he say?
I don't think it. Okay, so he like, while the mom was sitting there, he was just talking to the young gentleman about girls that, like, you probably have a lot of girls chasing you and whatnot. And then out of nowhere, it was almost like a Tourette's. He said something about, and you got to be looking out for them nappy-headed hoes. And I was like,
yeah, but I mean
mom looks over at him.
That's comedy because it's been established to be a problem by Don Imus, and so you could probably get away with that one.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. But like, out of all the episodes, because I go to check it out sometimes when it's live, I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if Bubba or anyone watched this. It's like the last 5 minutes of the episode when he starts rapping and stuff.
I'll certainly see if I can find it, okay, and then ask him about nappy-headed hoes when I have him on at 9:15.
Yeah, I wasn't roasting him or anything. It was awesome. I just figured you guys would have been like, holy crap, man, like, I can't believe he said
nappy-headed
that,
hose isn't that shocking to us. I mean, nappy-headed hose doesn't have to be an African-American thing. I mean, Anna, after 5 days of not washing her hair, she's a nappy-headed hoe. Right, Anna?
I know.
I mean, but not today. I mean, your hair is freshly washed and very beautiful.
Thank you.
No problem.
You just got to watch it for the sheer value of, like, how, like, sort of uncomfortable the mom looked, dude. It was so.
All right, we'll try to get it. It might be a copyright Willie, but we'll try to get it, okay?
All right, Bo.
All right, Hot Carl, don't Google me. Anybody see it? What this gentleman is talking about?
I wasn't able to make it to the end of Alex's. I fell asleep, not because of him. Just tired. It's on late.
Yeah, he starts at 8, doesn't he? Or 7? 7 our time. What is it, 7 to 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's late for us.
It is.
Kevin just pulled to the gate.
Oh, he did? Yeah. Perfect. We'll have Kevin Hazelton on next. Stand by.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
It's Kevin Hazlett. He's in. He's gonna talk about crypto and buying real estate.
I guess when you guys went to Sarasota, you told me to get Buck Cherry on. The band.
Yeah?
They said they'll come in.
Oh, Big Red.
Only on Monday afternoon sometime.
Oh.
So.
Good morning, Big Wonder.
But
yeah. We can't.
And they don't want to play.
I'm so over January 6th.
No, fuck it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Thank you, buddy.
Morning 25 Big Ass House. What's up, Lummy's Peg Juice? Good morning, balls. Thank you, drummer man. Good morning, Dark Match Steve. Good morning. Good morning, Trickest of Knees.
Thank you, Trickest of Knees, for
Dr.
everything
Dance,
you do for
Lumen,
us.
Motherfucking Onion Maker. God bless, Dark Match Steve. Hoosier Clem. Morning, Blummel's Cream Pie. Thank you, Anthkid. Hello. Yes, I may have to run to the bathroom.
Is Lummy in here?
No.
You cannot go.
I know. Morning, Hawk. You up? Felix the cat. What's up? Hogan stretched out. Heather Smith.
Wow.
Balls. I know, I do have to go PV. Morning, Nesla Plastic Hole. Glowbug 85. Oh yes, it's Kevin.
Yes.
With the Starbucks. I don't recognize you without the iced tea.
What's happening to
Kevin? Kevin's a Starbucks guy now.
What's guy? He's sold out. He's sold out.
Yeah.
He's sold out.
He's Starbucks Willie now.
That's right. Well, Chick-fil-A's too.
No, I know.
Oh. All right.
Kevin likes to go to the places that have the longest lines.
I know.
Starbucks and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, right. I know.
Jesus, you need to pick some new places, Kevin.
I know.
Those
I
are
need
the worst.
Better company, better Starbucks, better. Awesome.
So Kevin, we can have you on till 9:15.
Perfect.
Because we got at 9:15 Alex Stein and some of his shit may not.
Whatever. It's all good.
I don't want his rhetoric intermixing with your rhetoric.
No, it's all good.
For the haters that are rolling tape, and I'm going to try to stop your presidential bid of 2054.
I got cornered this week on people trying to get me to do things.
Oh yeah, I mean they're automatically just trying to get you locked in, buddy.
There's a movement.
I mean, will there come a point where you have to make an announcement?
Well, I think that there's always like everything in life. There's always opportunities to do things but you kind of go, well, I've weighed my options and I probably don't want to run for dog catcher.
Mm-hmm.
But it's obviously great things. It's flattering. It's awesome. There's always opportunities. But then again, the other side of it is it's always a lot of stuff to do. These are things that it's not like you're going.
You're already busy.
Well, it's not you're going. I want you to apply to sit in a sauna all day and get a workout. This is like going. I want you to take 2 jobs.
Yeah.
I want you to be on serious and do this.
I can see you doing.
We did that.
Yeah, I know you did that.
Although I think it's
the zombie years.
We do like a Clearwater Mayor, where it's like not a strong mayor. He's just a figurehead, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, Kevin needs to be a fucking congressman.
And I agree.
Kevin, I wish you would have run for mayor for Tampa. Move to Tampa.
I'm already announcing my candidacy for 4 years from now.
Kevin versus Bubba for Tampa.
No, Kevin can't. He didn't live in Tampa.
Yeah, you gotta live in Tampa. Yeah, you should have run this year. You probably would have done pretty well.
Yeah.
Next year will be a free for all. Or next.
No, isn't it a 4-year term?
I believe it is. Yeah.
So in 4 years, I'll be older and wiser and ready to go.
Well, you'll be older.
That's for sure.
Fuck you, huh?
They were trying to find someone to run this time.
They were, weren't they?
They really were.
Well, I love it.
Nobody
got 20% of the vote.
Oh yeah.
Well, write-ins or whatever. She got 80%.
That's right. That's right.
That doesn't show. That means she's not very well liked, isn't it?
She is not. No, she is not. Not at all. But they just couldn't find somebody. It was a pretty short runway to find somebody. They tried to find some folks to do it. It would have still taken a lot.
Yeah, before her, Buckhorn got 98% of the vote. So I mean, that's.
Buckhorn can't run again, could he?
I thought that it was a 2-year term. Is that what it is?
But you can run again maybe after.
I don't know what the term limits are.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. Kevin Hazlett in today for about an hour. About an hour. He'll be promoting one of his 2 huge events that he does every year that he's become synonymous with. And I would say that maybe the St. Patty's Day, I don't know, Pumpkin Patch might be as big, if not a tad bigger. Which of the 2, Kevin? I mean, you know the budget and the numbers that you spend. Which of the St. Patty's Day and the Pumpkin Patch, what costs a little bit more to put on?
They're both about the same in cost because you spend the cost differently.
Right.
But as far as
alcohol compared to pumpkins.
Yeah, the Pumpkin Patch, we don't serve alcohol, or we haven't the last couple of years. But you offset that. We have a live band that we spend a lot of money on for the St. Patrick's Day party. We bring the pipe and drum corps. Dunedin's world famous pipers come in. We've got stilt walkers. We've got food trucks. We've got, I don't know what else we've got, 2-headed llamas. All those things are happening.
You got everything a person could potentially need.
It's literally a Noah's Ark coming. But the issue is that we get probably the same amount of people. The pumpkin patch that come in and out during the day.
It's just a different demographic. Kind of.
It is.
Not a lot of people are bringing their kids. In fact, it's encouraged not to bring children.
That's right.
I think it's 21 and up. Or 18 and up at least.
Try to make 18. I mean, some people come early with a child, like a baby, and then leave. But I think that it's also very weather, dependent.
Intensive, right?
Yeah, because like last year, it was 32 below.
It was cold and it was windy.
It was cold.
Right.
I mean, it was so cold.
And you're fresh off of COVID.
Yeah. And so I remember you had your hoodie up tight. You were freezing, weren't you?
Yes. Yeah. I had the new T-shirt over my hoodie.
It was cold.
Yeah.
Now, when does this all start? Saturday at the Hazlett firm.
At the compound.
5
o'clock.
What time?
5 o'clock.
5 p.m.?
Mm-hmm. Because last year we did it post daylight savings time. So it was 6 last year, but we're missing it by a day, so it's going to be 5.
Oh, that's right. Everybody turns their clock forward.
Spring forward.
Yes,
at
on Sunday.
2 a.m. Sunday morning.
I heard heart attacks increased by 5x on that first Monday.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
People get less sleep.
Yes.
People get less sleep. And people who are right on the edge,
it pushes them over.
Oh, but that's going to screw us for the NHRAs because what we think is 3 is really 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna stay till Sunday for the finals, but really we're losing an hour.
Right.
On Saturday night.
But it gets darker later.
And the compound is 250 North Belcher?
That's correct. Thank you.
250 North Belcher. It's Kevin's
in
annual
Clearwater.
Pumpkin Patch for his firm. They've been doing it now well over a decade, I think.
Yes, I think we're year 15 on the St. Patrick's Day and almost 18 or 20 on the Pumpkin Patch.
And it's their 2 big things. And Kevin, at the end of the day, as frazzled as it makes you, you love it. It's just such a way to really rub elbows with the community that you guys represent and serve, and the community that potentially could be hiring your firm. It's the best. It's probably one of the best PR. I mean, I know Morgan & Morgan and other lawyers, not saying anything bad about any of them, but they have billboard campaigns and things like that. This is a kind of an unconventional grassroots marketing deal that really has done well for you guys. You guys have gotten a lot of big cases from these things.
Yeah, and the other thing is, when someone said, well, how do you come up with the idea for St. Patrick's Day? And the answer was, I wanted to recreate my 1980s fraternity party.
Uh-huh.
And in a time capsule, and loop it forward and say, what would you want if you had a magic wand and could go back in time and do something that's very organic and normal? And in Clearwater, for years growing up, we would go to O'Keefe's, which was a Irish place in downtown Clearwater.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
right by Scientology.
Yeah, and you saw everybody you knew there, and they would get 5,000 people a day. And it was Clearwater High. Everybody from the area would go there, and you'd see everybody once a year.
It's almost a class reunion.
It was in a lot of ways, and I said, so we started doing this 10 years ago, and a lot of those people would go there, have now started coming to my place, and it is like a recreation of a time to see everybody. And the idea was you like we will send out probably 50,000 invites. Let me say it again, 50,000 invites. But those go to people that live outside the state, people that, were a client 3 or 4 years ago. I send them out to my campaign list. So a lot of different people get touched.
Man, you're including your campaign list, and that's a cross-section of people that maybe have never been touched by your firm.
That's correct. So,
right?
Yeah, so I sent out a couple emails to them, and a lot of people are going, oh, I didn't even know, this existed. So it's great. And then a lot of people show up thinking, well, there's going to be like 30, 40 people. How many people are going to be there?
Get a couple free beers, not get really messed around with.
It's like when you...
And it's like you're at a music festival. It's so many people there.
Well, like when you came the first time, you thought it was going to be 5 people standing around a hibachi grill sharing a Stroh's.
My first time I went was actually a pumpkin deal. And I was thinking it was going to be like maybe an area the size of the studio and a couple little pumpkin deals. And I was like, oh, my God, this looks like something that, like, the Buccaneers would put together, like some kind of huge corporation.
It's like a Renaissance festival, but
yes,
cool.
It's like that's that's probably the best description I've heard. It's kind of like
without the pedophiles.
Yeah, without the pedophiles and the turkey legs.
Exactly.
But it is really well done, and it's a great way to give back to the community. Speaking of which,
Penny, $100 cash.
Thank you. Speaking of which, Kevin, we were talking during the hot mic, and I kind of wanted to make everybody be quiet because I wanted to kind of maybe share what you were saying off the air, on the air, and that is we were talking about the mayoral race of Tampa and how Jane Castor was unopposed, and she still got 20% of the people not to vote for her.
Yeah.
And how I potentially am going to declare my candidacy for, because at that point she won't be able to run, so just be a bunch of nobodies running against them. Maybe.
Well, they won't be nobodies. But
they won't be nobodies.
Would this have been the time to pick her off right here? Would this have been the time?
I think you could have, believe it or not, I think you would have not won, but you could have had a pretty significant showing.
Right. So anyway, we were talking about, obviously politics, and Kevin said that he's already, not necessarily ruled out and has already been contacted by, the system, if you will, the GOP system, about, potentially, running again.
It never stops. I mean, my point, I think that like a lot of people, and here's what you didn't understand, is that there's folks that literally walk around all the time looking for people to run for any
like almost scouts of the way Major League Baseball and football have scouts that are always looking for good talent, right?
Yeah. So, for example, I know Jim Coates has been approached about running for a particular office.
I love Jim,
and Jim's a great guy. But I mean, but there's an example. There's a guy that has not been in the public eye of late, but just a really, really good guy.
How old is he now?
I don't know.
He might be
70s?
on the edge of being too old.
Yeah, I don't know, but still a great, wonderful, awesome guy.
Yeah,
great leader. But my point is, once people identify people they think are good, then they get approached over and over for
because there's not a lot of good people. So once you are potentially a good candidate, then they won't stop. They just don't let you run once and lose. They stay on you because you're good enough to have made it to the show and damn near pulled it off. So they're like, and isn't there a statistic like that 75% of even the most successful politicians lose their very first election?
You need to follow the Abe Lincoln story. I think he was like 50%. I mean, like .0. I think he lost the first 4 or 5 races.
I think he did.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story.
I think there is a statistic where even current politicians or successful politicians that have gone on to have at least 2 terms or more, and were at one time a winner and an incumbent, that like 60 or 75% of all first-time candidates, lose just because that's just the way it is. And so, I mean, will there be a point where you actually got? Right now, it's probably not even anything that you are considering.
No,
but will there come a point where they'll put so much pressure on you as Anna Paluna Spalina? Was that a 2-year term?
Yeah, it's a 2-year cycle, and there's no term limit, so you could run for office for 50 years.
Right. So there's going to come a point, Kevin, because you did so well so very late in the game, and she's not necessarily lighting it on fire, will there be a point where you got to make a drop dead decision?
I
know they're wearing you out.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you'd be lying if you didn't say they were.
But here's the thing. I think that too, like Blitz and I were talking on the hot mic. What you're asking to do is not like you're going to go somewhere and relax. It's about taking a really, really hard job, and it's a lot of hard work.
I mean, look, Kevin, you just go talk to a few people, shake some hands. It's no big deal.
Oh, man, I didn't listen, I ran for candidate. I ran for the sheriff of Pinellas County as a rib in 2000 against Jim Coates. Actually got like 39% of the vote, 92% of African-American votes. But nonetheless, I went to every Tiger Bay club, and I didn't even press the flesh as much as Kevin did. We didn't have hardly any
close.
Not even, like, probably 90% less than Kevin.
Yeah.
And it was exhausting for me, and I watched Kevin.
All those signs.
I watched Kevin go through this process, and it's nobody can wrap their mind around how much work it totally is. It's a full-time job and then some.
Well, and that's just running.
Yeah, that's just
running.
That's just running.
Think about when they give you the job. I mean, you're the sheriff the first day, you win, all of a sudden there's a huge shootout down in Southside, and it's your fault.
Right, and I'm on the air.
That's right. Trying to explain it.
Well, because I was gonna tell the fine people of Pinellas County that I'm not available to be the sheriff, and I can't be there till 10 o'clock.
Right. Like if you won, you're just going, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, and my
Jim,
day starts
take it over.
at 10:30.
That's right.
Unless there's an emergency, and then I'll be over there.
Yeah,
but I'll be in another county. I'll be in another county till 10.
We call it.
I don't know if that would have worked or not.
We call it double dipping. But
so, are you thinking about it at all?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that as you found out, it's a lot of work to try to do it. And, that just takes a lot out of you to do it. And you've got to, come back and retool. But you learn so much. Like right now, if you're going to run for Tampa mayor, and you say you are.
I am.
I would encourage you to go, and I know you have the unconventional side, but I would also urge you to do a little conventional stuff that could increase the chances of picking up 10, 20 more points. Stuff that normally would not be what you're thinking about because you think it's a rib. But I'm like, bring some of the swagger to it and do some of the conventional, traditional stuff that's not too expensive to do. To
like
get a
what?
lot. Well, I mean, I would do the text campaign. I would probably shoot a video. I'd probably do some stuff. I think you can raise some money. I think that you could put some stuff on cable. I mean, there's some stuff besides
this early.
No. When you start.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would probably try to take a. I know what you're doing and why you're doing it, but add another sort of a traditional campaign approach to it. I say traditional 2023 approach on trying to get some people to recognize who you are. Because what happened in Pinellas was a lot of folks kind of go, well, you know what? I like the guy's attitude.
Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, there might have been a lot of folks that did it on a lark, but a lot of people said, you know what? I think this guy's pretty legitimate because for all you say on here, when you got to Tiger Bay Club and started looking people between the eyes, you kind of resonated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. I mean, I did well at
That's what I'm saying. So I mean,
Jim was actually a concern because I was a pretty good public speaker, and he actually told somebody privately, a common friend of ours, that man, he's not the person that I listened to on the air.
Well, then afterwards, Jim was real cool about it too.
And Jim was the best.
Yeah.
Him and his wife Kat were. As we were winding it down, I got less and less stiff, and I was being more complimentary to Jim, and Jim and I actually got to be pretty close. And I've seen Jim a few times since, and him and his wife Kat are just. He was a very gracious winner because I was a little dirty at times, Kevin. Like I am.
Sure.
And he was a very gracious winner to the point where we went on to be friends. He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Now, Everett Rice, on the other hand, I don't think you want to bring my name up around him. Is Everett still practicing?
I talked to him last summer. He had COVID really bad. He had it really bad for a really long time, and I haven't talked to him since. I'll check in with him because I talked to him last summer a couple of times. And, I don't know what he's doing.
Now, the current sheriff, man, he's a sweetheart. I love Bob. He's a great guy. No nonsense.
He's awesome.
The agency is ran as good as it's ever been.
Yes.
He took Jim's leadership all to a whole nother level. Jim was great, and Bob was just And I think Bob will be the sheriff of Pinellas County for as long as he wants.
Amen. As long as he wants, and I think
he's kind of like the Grady of Pinellas.
He really is, and he is. He does a great job. He is, and his wife's amazing. I mean, they're a great team.
Do you know where I would announce my candidacy?
Where's that?
Right in front of the Jackson House.
Did you really?
No, I would.
You
think you'd be still there?
I was going to say, might not be there.
I mean,
I don't think I'll be there either.
I better go down there and tape. I better go down there and do some taping while it's saying, you know,
like this is pre-recorded.
I mean, I just want to let you know that before I decided to run for mayor, I went down here and videotaped me declaring myself running for mayor. Now, this tape is a few years old because back in 2000, you can Google it. Back in 2011, had a purchase agreement.
I saw that, yeah.
To buy this place and restore it back and give it back to the community. The bottom floor was going to be a museum as to what this place represented and how important it was into the culture of the African American community of Tampa. And then the second floor, I had lined up 4 different law firms to take a different day, and we're going to take Fridays off to represent African American or other privileged people that can't afford legal representation. And we were going to have try to give something back to the community. And, Kevin, I actually had, the Diacos in my foundation had a $105,000 check at closing with the family until Bob Buckhorn came in and the city shot it down. And now look at it. It's still, it's, I could win on that alone.
See, that's classic when you should have gotten a straw buyer, come in here and bought it, and then after it was purchased, announce it.
But we didn't know that, we didn't know that we would have to, that you'd have to have a straw buyer. I wasn't turning into Bubba's nightclub or Bubba's gentleman's club. I had to submit our plans and what we were going to do with it, for the purchase and for the city of Tampa to approve it. So it was, I didn't even think I had to be straw buyer Willie. I thought I could be like, I'm Bubba, and I'm coming in to restore this place and give something back to the community. And they didn't even want me to, you know what, Kevin, that just goes to show you, they never want me to be the good guy. They never want me to be able to do something good. Because I've postured and been positioned that I'm always the bad guy.
It's not that. They just don't want to be the bad guy. Because when you do that, they're the bad guy.
Oh, so you're saying when I do that, they're like, oh, well, why did it take Bubba Clem to do it? Why didn't you guys do it?
Exactly. It's not, they don't want you to be the good guy. They just don't want to be a bad guy. And you make them look bad and embarrass them.
Well, you know what? Who looks worse now?
Well, but no one's talking about it.
Well, they will.
Other than you. I mean, but no one else is going to talk about it, and they should talk about it. It's very sad. Very sad. Because it's the right thing to do. Perfect location to the courthouse. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
There's no place better situated.
And I could have gone to your firm and said, Kevin, can I get one day out of you pro bono? You're like, no problem. In fact, I think you guys were one of.
Can you imagine a rotating,
law firm
right there providing indigent services and free legal advice to people right next to the courthouse?
In one of the most historic homes of Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, getting it redone. It's right there. What a great thing. It'd be a national site for stuff, right?
It could have been. I think it's beyond repair right now.
Well, they've already said they're not going to fix it. They're going to tear it down and rebuild it and make it kind of look like it used to.
Somewhere else?
No, same place.
The same place? Okay.
Yeah,
it should almost be.
And guess who gets all the credit now?
Vinnick.
Jeffrey Vinnick gets all the credit now. He's the one that yeah.
God, you get $1 million, you can do $1 billion, you can do a couple things, right?
But that just goes to show you, let's let Jeffrey Vinnick. And by the way, I don't have any problems with that guy. I think that guy has been an absolute, just a shot of life.
And he didn't know the history of that place. They came to him and said, "Hey, do you want to donate?" And he said, "Sure." So that's all.
I don't want anybody to misconstrue that this would be anything, because I have so much respect for Jeffrey Vinnick. He has just been probably one of the most influential, coolest shot in the arm, good things to happen to Tampa in a long time.
Vinnickville's beautiful in it.
Oh, it is beautiful, is it not?
I mean, but think about that. To have the vision to do that, I mean, he is changing Tampa in such a way that
downtown Tampa is almost a real city.
Well, like Jeff Knight did in downtown St. Pete when he started that block and started developing. I mean, that area's changed, and these two towns, Tampa and St. Pete, if you go back 20 years, are not the way they're not your grandparents' cities.
No, they're not. Oh, here's our buddy.
Giving the salute there before he boarded.
Hold on, here's our buddy again. Kevin, if you're ever president, I'm sure that you'll be able to get on the plane better than this.
There before he boards Air Force One, just like that. He touched down not even 4 hours.
You're like, first of all, whoever his handler is, they should tell him, Joe,
even 4 hours.
Take your hands off the rail. Don't ever take your hand off the rail.
Yes. Is he not?
I'm
he
gonna
is.
take my hand off the rail because.
You see him every once in a while trying to trot.
When
to
are
like,
you guys
like
gonna
try to
install
run.
one of those chair lifts? He always trots right after he trips.
When are we going to make this like the mall where the escalator can take me right on up?
He touched down not even 4 hours ago.
That was a quick trip, but as you said, very
he always gets that little step after.
That little hop bop, that little bebop.
I still got it.
Yep, I still got it.
Not even 4 hours
that
ago.
was a quick trip, but
Sure
as you
was a
said,
quick trip.
very impactful.
Now, Kevin, you travel with all kinds of different circles. Have you met anybody that has had any type of personal interaction with him? And is he as, senile in person as it looks like as it looks like to us?
I've talked to numerous people who've interacted with him, and the general consensus is he's overwhelmingly unimpressive. That's all I get, that he is. You talk to some people and they're like, this person was really impressive to me. This person was really, they're...
Most of our last presidents, whether you agree with their politics or not, have been impressive people.
Yeah, I mean, they were probably cool to meet and at least be in the presence
Charismatic.
of. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the last, our and you go backwards, okay, Trump, charismatic.
For sure.
The
okay,
most.
right. Barack, charismatic.
Yes.
Okay. George H.W. or, Bush.
He
too.
was.
But like
he was alert.
He was, and he was present, and he was kind of Texan and good old boy.
He was really good off the cuff too.
Yeah,
he was
Brownie,
very homey.
Brownie's doing a good job down here in New Orleans, even though all the levees broke and there ain't nothing left. And then you had
Now watch this drive.
Then you had Clinton.
Yes.
And he was
probably one of the most charismatic.
Yeah, straight
that
money.
saxophone.
Yes.
Straight money. I mean, listen. Regardless if you like him or not, he had the
raped kids.
He had the it factor.
See, we talk about it. It's that ability to walk into a room. You read about Clinton, and I'm not a fan of all of his politics, but of his personality is amazing. He would walk in a room and he'd be obsessed. He'd have all these people that loved him. He would gravitate to the person that hated him because he could not leave the room until he made that person a convert. And he was also one of these people like Teddy Roosevelt remembered every single person's name.
And then probably you have to go back to, Bush 1 to probably find the least charismatic president in our lifetime because Rappin' Ronnie Reagan was the best. I mean, former actor. I mean, Rappin' Ronnie Reagan could have sold.
He knew how to work.
Said, no, listen, I'm gonna tax you. I mean, like Rappin' Ronnie Reagan just knew how to work. And then Carter before that was horrible.
He wasn't charismatic.
Gerald Ford was horrible. Nixon was charismatic nonetheless.
Yeah,
he was. Lyndon B. I don't think Lyndon B. was really that good. And then you go to Kennedy.
Charismatic.
And so, there's only been a handful of presidents, regardless of where you sit on the side of the fence. There's only been a handful of ass buckets, so to speak, and we're currently in the midst of one. It's very rare that our president isn't at least charismatic.
Doesn't have presence.
Yeah, like just
no stage presence, no charisma.
But look at what happened. What brought us Carter? The post Nixon, where the country was all upset, brought us a good guy or a guy that at least didn't seem to be polarizing. That's why we got Carter, and Carter is very, very smart. Probably, I think one of my top 5 smartest presidents of all time.
What was his IQ?
But boy, Kevin, his politics were horrible.
I agree. He was very up there.
I don't think we were weaker as a country ever than him.
I don't. Graduated number of his class at Naval Academy. He's a smart guy. Went to submarine.
Oh, he did? For real?
Yeah, he's a really smart guy. You would never guess that, but very smart guy. But
so his IQ is 157.
Whew. 160 is genius, right?
That's what I'm saying. So he's a smart guy.
That's what Dan is.
But the
Muffy.
just ask him, Muffy.
Just ask him.
But you look at that personality of Nixon that was embroiled in all this whatever. We bore out and gave his birth to us Carter. Out of the Trump birthed us Biden. And I think Biden was a product of the hate of Trump.
You know what?
More
You're
than anything
kind
else.
of right. It goes Nixon was somewhat. Trump is Nixon-like.
It's just exactly what
and that
happens.
morphed into Jimmy Carter, and so Trump morphed into. You know what? You're right as far as what Trump got us.
But see, that's what it produces.
And that's what Nixon's. That got us Carter, and Trump's got us Biden.
And that,
so how did we rebound? Well, we rebounded. We went Carter. Then we went Rappin' Ronnie Reagan, arguably one of the most. Now,
so let's stop right there.
So where does that
Full
where
stop.
does that put us? Does that put us to the next superstar?
Who reminds you? I want you to think about look and feel. Who reminds you of Reagan right now of current politicians in the U.S.?
Ron DeSantis.
There you go. There you go. I'm just telling you.
Not real happy with some of the things he's doing lately.
Well, hold on. Everything is completely calculated.
Yeah,
he can only focus on one thing, and that is winning the primaries.
The great Tom Bean said one thing just a few days ago. He's like, "Man, I'm a huge Ron DeSantis fan. I love the guy. I voted for the guy. I'd love to see him be president, but he's worried about a bunch of nickel and dime evangelical stupid stuff right now when he should worry about the number one crisis that's facing Florida right now, and he's done nothing about it. And I know you'll agree, and that is housing or commercial insurance. That the insurance is it is an absolute crap show right now." And you know, because you have several properties that you have to insure. And what is your insurance costs? Like, that is something that probably, he should address.
He has to, but that is, and I think he will.
Is that one of our number one problems that a lot of people don't know about right now?
It's going to come to a huge problem if it doesn't get solved. The part of the problem is we need to we need to take our insurance and take it outside of Florida and allow national people to bid on it so it can be kind of watered down, so it's not just a number of few companies that are controlling the dollar amounts that we're paying, which is too high for too little.
But it's a very big issue, isn't it?
It's a huge issue. But I disagree with Tom in that his number one issue for Florida is that, but he needs to court the voters in the primary states to become the president.
But that doesn't take his eye off of us, though.
Well,
right?
But you're two different issues. The one is whether or not what's had the higher importance is elevated for him, which is taking care of issues that will elevate his presidency versus focusing solely on Florida first issues. And he thinks, in his mind, I think, that he can do both, give attention to the insurance to solve as much as he can. And let's say if he could give it 100% to get a result, I think he's okay with giving 80% to get a result. But he has to focus on the things that are going to propel him in the primary.
If you're a congressman representing this area, which you very well almost end up being, and all your constituents and all your people are coming back, Kevin, the insurance thing is killing us. Our insurance for our home used to be, $1,800 a year, and now they're asking for $6,000, and people are losing their homes, and it's a real bad issue. What would you propose as my congressman?
Well, you got to, and in someone's chat says the rest of the country doesn't want to pay for Florida. Absolutely, and the rest of the country didn't want to pay for Sandy, but we did. That's the problem with the flood policies. We paid for the problems in Sandy. We paid for what we should do as a country is realize that in California there are earthquakes, in some places there are fires, in some places there are tornadoes, and if you take this and you take it,
isn't that what FEMA is supposed to be for?
It's supposed to, and you take that and you get a premium over the rest of the country, knowing that there's some good years for some places and some bad years for some places.
Yeah, Nebraska might go 9 years with no tornadoes, but on that 10th year, man, they're getting wiped out.
Yeah, it's really bad. So the issue would be that we need to do something to allow a person who lives in St. Pete and owns their home free and clear, who's 85 years old, to not be forced out of their home because they can't afford insurance.
And that's happening, isn't it not?
It is happening. And so something needs to be put together. And I certainly don't have the answers here today, other than what we're doing right now is not working. Part of the huge problem in Florida is that the lawyers, because under the
and that comes from a lawyer, by the way.
And it is a problem because if you look at property claims, and you know somebody or know who knows somebody who said, "Hey, a roofer come to your house and say a shingle was blown off and it was a result of wind damage." And you're entitled to a new roof. And that's the way that the law was written. And if they don't,
and that was a big scam that was going down for a while, wasn't it?
It still is. It's still going on. So we had 100,000 lawsuits filed last year in the state of Florida. Average states have less than 500. So what happens is all these insurance companies are putting on new roofs for people because they're being sued if they don't. They're getting, picked apart by lawyers. Now, listen, lawyers aren't always right. They're not always wrong. Insurance companies the same way. There's, insurance companies are in the business to make money. They're for-profit businesses. But we need to find a way where that's not going to be a problem. I agree that needs to be tackled. In fact, if you remember last spring, DeSantis added on an extra session just to deal with the insurance, and they kind of half fixed it. They've got to address it and fix it. But he has his eye, right or wrong, on the national stage. To get to the national stage, he has to have an aggressive agenda that will make him the darling of the conservatives who are voting in the primaries of the states coming up next spring.
Can I ask you a question?
We have to hurry, though, because we have to go to words. But go ahead, Anna.
Do you think he's going to run for the 2024 election?
No. Like 18 months ago now.
And
you
why,
think it's locked in?
It's locked in, 100% locked in.
And why not wait? Do you think just to capitalize on the fact that so many people are unhappy with Biden that he's a better chance to win this time than in 28?
This is
like, I know timing is important, like you were saying.
No, here it's momentum, which he has more than ever again.
Okay.
Number two, if you're a junior and you're playing at Florida and you're an All-American, you win the Heisman, don't go back for your senior year, please.
Okay.
And break your ankle.
I got you.
Go get that $81 million guaranteed
Got
contract.
it. Because he's so young, so I'm like, why wouldn't you want to extend like the time that you're in power as governor and then 8 years as president, but capitalize on that momentum?
So then what happens? Is there a runoff for governor, or is the lieutenant governor take over?
No. He will stay as the de facto governor as he runs.
No, I know that. But
you mean if he wins?
Oh, so you're saying, if he wins in 2024, there's 2 years left on his term.
Yes, I think we go to a special election, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Would you run for that?
We'll announce it here if I do.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
The problem is he won't be relevant. He's relevant because of COVID.
Okay.
He's relevant at everything that.
I know he was in California, like campaigning.
It's a crescendo right now where he has got to do it right now.
I see.
Is it what 2025, 2026? He doesn't have a.
Yeah, you're right. So there'd be like a 2-year gap.
Yeah, when he's not relevant. It's only now.
Do or die.
It's only now.
Only now.
And my prediction is Trump will not run.
For real?
He will get to the starting line. I believe, my opinion only, he won't go to head-to-head against DeSantis in the primaries.
Like he'll quit before he loses?
There will be something that will say either, I have decided that DeSantis is the future and I made the decision that he will be president because I made it
It'll
for
be
him.
his call to take himself
It's
out.
all about him.
But that's my prediction.
That's interesting.
And I
think you're right.
I think the prediction is because it would be very difficult at a head-to-head. It'd be a problem.
Well, he's already taken shots at DeSantis with that fucking picture of, the hit with the students, and like he already started trying to do some bullcrap on him.
And I agree, Kevin. I don't think Trump is going to actually run. I think he'll go all the way to the point of having to start to actually run, and then he won't.
I don't think his name will be on the ballot in the first primary.
Yeah.
And he'll make it about himself, right? Kevin saying, "I decided that that this is the guy."
Mm-hmm. I think the question is, do you see a DeSantis Haley ticket, and does DeSantis and Haley go head to head in the primaries?
Well, don't ruin too much of this because I like to come back with this.
Okay.
I got to take a pee.
You need to hold on for a house, but it's going to come soon where it's going to be time to buy a house. The problem that we've seen so far is that even
in the past couple weeks, have gone up again.
The rates have gone up.
No, even the prices
are. And my point is that prices have not. They've leveled, but not. They're not going down.
The prices,
they're not going down.
I know.
People said, "Screw it, I'm just going to buy a house anyway." Even we don't care.
Hey, dog.
At 8% interest.
Oh, well, that's your thing.
Isn't that crazy? I'm looking back at
the worst part is 7, 8 is normal. We were
in crazy. When I was here hawking 2 years ago, everybody locking rates.
My parents
refinanced
and they saved a ton of money. They used your guy.
Oh, you good? Corey's great. I was like locking rates.
Yeah.
all my
he's your guy too. Thank you.
Oh, good. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
All my 2% loans, I'm like, you guys can lock this in, man. Lock it in. But it's like anything else when you kind of go, well, there's houses in island states for $250,000. I'm gonna wait until they drop. I mean, no, this is. Sometimes you don't realize you're in the moment of absolute history to take advantage of whatever that is.
Right.
Like lock in as many loans. But the problem is you lock in 5 loans, 10 loans at investor loans at 3%, and it's still 3% a month after you did it. You're like, well, big deal. Until all of a sudden, tick, 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 tick. Now investor loans are at 9%.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, I've been looking. And with there's not a whole lot of first-time homebuyer things out there, but there's still a few.
Call Corey and see if there's anything. If you call him and see what is out there available.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
London Monarch, 45 a month.
And the worst thing happens is say this is what we got. This is where we are. Tell me where we would be at X or Y.
Yeah.
And just have that discussion,
Mm-hmm.
and then know it in the back of your mind so you're looking at stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing right now.
Try to find stuff.
And I did the, I don't want to promote on air, but a few, like the pre-qualification softball credit. They don't do a hard pull, so but I'm okay there. So
good.
I got the very early pre-approval letter type stuff, which
the other thing you do, there's some good guys, and I think a guy that can go in, and it's very. He goes in there and increases people's credit by a couple of points.
Yeah, well, and I've been working on that for a while, so I'm good there.
Yeah, but I mean, there's some little things, some hanging chat stuff that's pretty.
I just went for a
Yeah,
full
I've
one.
got-
Oh,
I've
God
got some
bless
stuff
you,
that are-
Bubs.
that's
Thank you so
falling
much.
off
Thank you so
shortly.
much.
Good.
Really, I'm surprised on how low the credit score you need for FHA or even conventional.
I know.
It's like 580, 500. It's like, really, you're gonna give someone a loan that has a 500?
I got a light stream.
Yes, yeah, one more.
All right.
And we're good.
We're good.
We're good.
When is your Rivian coming, Kevin?
Oh.
I actually got I have before you start scoffing.
Sorry.
I'm not saying a word, bud.
No, I'm talking Anna. Anna's gonna be the last one to ride.
Yeah, Anna's always negative.
Anna just gonna be last in place. But I've got my list of ones to pick from. They can deliver it as short as 2 weeks.
Ooh, okay.
We're gonna be gone for a month, so I didn't want to take delivery of it before we
Right,
left.
that's right. I did know that. Yeah.
In the middle of all these.
When are you leaving?
We leave Sunday.
From the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Lummy, when we're talking about financial responsibility, we probably have one of the most financial responsible people we know with us.
Yes.
And I guarantee you, he may not even have a credit card, but if he does, he has one that's very low interest because he's a big sling and D like that. And he actually reads the fine print. Most Americans don't read what you're really paying for your credit card rate. And sometimes it could be over 30%. It's like robbery. And so rectify and correct all that with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. It can help you pay off your credit cards and lock in a low fixed interest rate. And this rate will be good for the entire life of the loan. Rates start at 7.99% APR with auto pay and excellent credit. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000, and more importantly, there are no fees, none. Lightstream believes people with good credit deserve a better loan experience. It's exactly what they give you. And for my listeners only now, apply to get a special interest rate discount and save even more. The only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com.
/BTLS.
LIGHTSTREAM.com.
/BTLS.
BTLS is the /. Subject to credit approval, rates range from 7.99% APR to 23.99% APR and include a 0.50% auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply. Offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com
/BTLS
for more information. We got a quick call. It could be legal related or just marking out to Kevin because he is a big time superstar. Hello, who's this?
Good morning, guys. This is Gary.
Hi,
How's
Gary.
everybody?
Gary, how you doing, my friend? We got Kevin in here. I hope you're not disrespectful to our fine friend Kevin.
Oh, I won't be disrespectful, but you'd have to be out of your mind if you think DeSantis will ever be the president of the United States.
Well, I think that we disagree with you.
No.
Gary, you there?
There you go.
There you go.
You really shut him
Yeah,
down.
I mean, he was still on the line, so.
I don't know why I don't
No,
know.
I know. It was something probably with his phone or something, but
yeah,
we didn't hang up on him.
I don't know. I mean, Kevin, as much as we talk about when do things really start heating up with like it's about now when it really starts getting heated up as to who's gonna run, isn't it?
Well, yeah, of course it got heated up. So a lot of people know that the NRC, so Republican candidates, started putting together people in D.C. about 18 months ago.
Oh, hold on. That long ago?
Yeah. See, a lot of people, the inside baseball is, so DeSantis had, I think, 50 to 80 people in D.C. maybe a year to 18 months ago that were there working. And Rick Scott, believe it or not, had, I think, a couple dozen people working on his presidential campaign.
Yeah.
But let's back this up. No one knows necessarily who the it person's going to be. So a lot of these people have exploratory committees. They're trying to figure out what's going to happen. I think Rick Scott, who's a great, very nice guy, I think that he had some issues with the senatorial elections, which he was in charge of, which he is now not going to run. But these are people that are poking their heads to see if there's going to be a coalition.
And this was 18 months ago.
Yeah.
And right now it's sexy for America because we're in the midst of it. But this started a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So it really started after Biden won. People say, okay, who's going to run?
After he said "I do" on the Bible, they're already starting.
People put together. So if you think Nikki Haley came up with this idea a couple of weeks ago, you're wrong. If you think DeSantis came up with this idea a couple of years ago, you're wrong. He's been working. If you talk to people who played baseball with him at Dunedin High, they said he's been plotting this since 8th grade.
Well, I mean, and Trump never really thought that he'd be. Trump still thinks he's the president. Like Trump never stopped being the president. if you ask him,
and I think Clinton probably feels the same way too. And also, if you come Saturday night, you'll see two of my greatest supporters, wonderful, fine Floridians and Americans.
By the way, these two people pretty much show up, let me give you a percentage, to about 75% of Kevin's stuff, whether it was when he was on the campaign trail, or whether it's the pumpkin patch, or whether it's the St. Patty's Day party. These are a couple of your true friends, regardless of what their son does for a living. These are two of your genuine friends, are they not?
They really are. They're huge supporters. They campaigned for me so hard. They were really, really... These were boots on the ground volunteers who door knocked, who put signs up for me, who came to every event of mine, went on social media, said in the news they supported me.
And you must tell people.
Yeah, it's Governor DeSantis' parents.
Yeah, Governor DeSantis' mom and dad, who I think still live in Dunedin.
They do.
Which was Kevin's district, would have been Kevin's district. They'll be at the St. Patty's Day party Saturday.
Kevin's a transplant. He hasn't lived in Clearwater very long.
Yeah.
but it's very interesting. So, but you talk about going back to what we were talking about earlier. So all these people have started this plan to announce a run for president. Doesn't mean they actually pull the trigger. And so DeSantis has been working this for years and years and years.
So you're saying Rick Scott pulled out because
he pulled out.
He's out.
He pulled out because if the Senate would have picked up 20 or 30 seats, I think you would have seen him in. He would have taken credit for it, done a victory lap, and he would have run for president. Now, whether you've competed, I don't know the answer. You never know. Like last time when Trump ran in 20, there's 14 folks on the stage.
Yeah, Jeb Bush was up there, Marco Rubio, all of them.
So we could get back to the same situation where there's, 12, 14 people there. I don't know. I just think about the early momentum. And And sometimes people that have early momentum don't pick up.
Right.
We don't also know what's going to happen.
Remember Howard Dean? You just took him one Ric Flair outburst. And
that is the most ridiculous
they had him,
thing.
I mean, he was locked in, and all he did was say, we're going to take this to Michigan. We're going to take this to Indiana. We're going to take this, and we're going to take it clear to Washington, D.C. Woo! That's it. Like, and he was.
Funny. He lost the screen machine?
Yeah, and he didn't even do it. Like, he wasn't taking child pornography. He was taking this momentum, this great feeling momentum through these states and then, plopping it in Washington, D.C. with a Ric Flair outburst, and they pigeonholed him as being crazy.
Well, I heard that his campaign manager or something told him he was too stiff and he needed to be more charismatic.
Yeah.
So he tried to work that, and it didn't work out well.
It didn't work. It completely exploded his whole.
It just goes to show you the media is just like they're ridiculous.
But we got a great drop from it, though.
Yeah, but my God, it was just so ridiculous, right?
But that's what resonated, not in the media, but also in the public. You look at Gary Hart with Monkey Business.
Yeah.
One photo killed his campaign.
Kevin, do you think Biden's going to run?
I think that every Democrat does not want him to run, but they look at the alternatives.
I kind of agree,
and I think that they're concerned that they don't have anybody that can. Because here's the problem: they don't run Biden; they run someone else. That person
Gavin
loses.
Newsom?
Yeah, Gavin Newsom. But here's the problem.
Hold on one second. Hold on.
Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota.
And look at Howard Dean, man. He's got the look.
Yeah, he does.
He's a good-looking guy.
Roll up sleeves.
Rolled up
he
sleeves.
had the it factor, man.
Right color hair.
He checked all the boxes, did he not?
Yes, he did.
Good-looking guy.
Salt and pepper.
Smart.
Right age.
Smart. Had wasn't he a congressman or a senator? I think he wasn't he, or a governor or something like that. I mean, he was something nonetheless. He just wasn't some outsider. And this little thing right here.
Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington.
And see,
he should have stopped there.
And here's the deal. And the crowd, they're loving it.
They are.
And, so you would think that, whoever reported his being a madman, they're like, man, the crowd loved it.
Yeah,
that should be the determining factor as to whether this bombed or not.
This is like the countdown to the end of his career.
Oh my God, it is.
Oregon
3, 2,
and
1.
Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
That's it.
That did it.
Right there.
That end.
He was the governor of Vermont.
Yeah, that's what. That's what did it for him.
Right here. That's it.
That's it.
Oh,
that was
man.
it.
And that is not bad at all. I mean, Kevin, I would expect. I mean, you can get that hyped up. I could see where you're saying, I'm going to go represent Dunedin, I'm going to represent Clearwater, and I'm going to represent this, and then I'm going to go right there to the Congress, and I'm not going to take any crap.
If his scream or if his was a better sounding one, it would have been fine. It just sounded weird.
If it would have really manly.
Yeah.
If it would have sounded like cowboy-esque.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, woo!
Yeah, exactly.
But it was like,
more Ric Flair and less maniacal.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. If he could have made like a lion roar, that would have done it.
Just a woo.
Or like a Wookiee.
Just a woo.
It's a good Chewbacca.
Yeah.
That would have
So you think Biden will run?
I think,
man.
I think I don't think they have any alternatives. The problem is Gavin Newsom. So the party of the women and disenfranchised folks are going to run a rich white guy? That becomes a problem again, doesn't it?
Right.
I mean, they had made all these arguments. We had all the parades, all the protests to give us Biden, and then you're going to do the same thing and give us Newsom. I think it's a problem.
Well, who do you think has more winning capabilities, Biden or Newsom? Because I would think Newsom all day, even though he's scum. But I mean, at least he's alive and he's alert and he looks like he could be. He's charismatic.
In a lot of these presidential races, it's not about whether they like someone. The question is, do they hate the other person more?
Right.
Hillary Clinton, Trump, as much as people will say it's because of Trump, it's because of the hatred of Hillary.
You know what? And here's the thing.
They were anti-vote.
Hold on. The only reason why Biden is in is because of the hate of Trump.
Absolutely.
The only reason.
And with Hillary, and it was not even her, it was her delivery. And it was like every man, if there's one thing us men having, regardless if you're Kevin Hazlett or me or the next guy, is we hate to be bitched at. Like we don't like you and Missy can get in the biggest fight ever, but when she bitches at you, just nagging little, well, that's the way her delivery was. And I think that she lost a lot of men because we felt like she was bitching at us. She wasn't, telling us the problems and how she could rectify them and fix it and be a good president. We felt like she was being a condescending, talking to us in a condescending type, naggy way.
But she also had those weird, health issues, too.
The problem is, let's forget about race. I mean, forget about gender. She didn't have the it factor.
No charisma at all.
If she had the if she was charismatic like Bill,
right?
And if you look at the history of that, Hillary was kicking Bill along his entire career.
Yes,
Bill
behind
didn't
the
really
scenes.
want to do all the stuff he did. She was pushing him.
Yeah.
Remember when he became president, she came in and announced to the country, you get two presidents. Remember at the first, she was going to be there, going to be a dual president until she kind of got kicked to the curb. She just, if she had that it factor, if she was just nicer.
Yeah, nicer. That's the word. She just, if she had the, who's the girl?
A lot of
who's the
warmth.
girl from Hawaii that I love?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard.
I love her.
Hey,
I think she's great. Tulsi Gabbard, you listen to you go, man, she's got the it factor.
Yeah, but she's out of politics.
You know it's bad when you're calling Hillary the not nice candidate and she's going against Trump.
I know.
Right. Do you think that the girl from Hawaii, my new favorite,
Tulsi Gabbard?
Do you think that DeSantis could pick her, or is that too?
She's not even in a party, though.
I know she's not, but that makes it so cool and unconventional.
the party won't
But she's
go for that.
it wouldn't be a good pick. But
see Nikki Haley doing.
Yeah.
Nikki Haley brings a lot to the table. She gets the votes, the Carolinas and even Georgia because of where she's located. I think that helps.
And she's attractive.
And I think those are things that have to. That's what the media judges you. I think that.
How about Candace Owens?
I don't think Candace Owens wants to run. I think she's too polarizing.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's too much out there that.
How about Tim Scott?
Yeah.
Tim Scott is a very smart guy. He's a good guy. He announced he's not going to run again for the Senate. I think that I know a lot about him and his campaign because the folks that ran my campaign also run his campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's a very, very electable individual. He's articulate.
He'll probably be in the cabinet, I imagine.
I think he would. There's an argument he'd be a great vice president.
Right.
He really would. Like we're talking about, I think he'd be really strong.
It's amazing. The vice president will probably come out of the Carolinas.
I think it will. Say sadly. Go ahead.
Can we revisit the Gavin Newsom v. Biden? Haven't they run the polls and they think that Gavin has more electability? Or you said, because you were on a thought where you said they hate someone more. So can you just kind of continue that?
I don't know.
In regards to
the problem with
Democratic
Biden, I think we find him wholly incompetent. I don't know if there's a level of hatred of Biden. You know what I'm saying?
But you're saying that there is that for
of
Gavin Newsom?
I think there is. There are people, remember on the recall vote over there, people just really dislike him.
Right.
How about Huckabee? Governor Huckabee?
I don't think she's gonna. I think she's a.
I think Nikki Haley smokes her.
Yeah, I don't think she's electable as Nikki Haley.
She comes across a little bitchy.
She's positioning herself for a Trump pick for a VP.
Oh,
right now, that's what she's trying to do.
Well, she's.
Really?
That might not have been.
Arkansas.
That might not have been on the right side of the deal.
That's exactly what she's trying to do. She's positioned herself.
So
for a VP
DeSantis
pick.
knows that too, probably.
Of course,
right?
yes. I don't say of course, but that's what I think. I mean, I think you see DeSantis. I think you're going to see another 8-10 people come out of the woodwork. I think.
How about on the Democratic side? You see Gavin Newsom. You see the Buttigieg. I mean,
remember, it's either going to be if Biden says he's running, unless they really put a lot of pressure on him.
Has there ever been a time where the incumbent said, "I'm running," and the party said, "Well, we're going to put somebody against you"? Has that ever happened?
You go back many, many years, it has, but certainly not in modern.
I don't think in modern days. I think the incumbent. It's the way the party operates. It's respect.
It would be a really bad look to the party if they did that.
Right.
What about if they replaced Kamala with Gavin for that running rate?
So again, you're the party of the disenfranchised
You're scrambling at this point.
And pro women. and you're going to pick two guys
and
two white guys.
And you're basically admitting that you made the wrong decision initially.
And you're replacing an African American woman with a white guy from California.
Yeah, that's a great look.
Yeah, there's no way that would happen.
Even us Republicans are saying that's just not a good thing to do, guys.
A good strategy.
Might want to keep Kamala in there, even
Can
though
you imagine?
Right?
That's hypocrisy at the highest level.
Now, if Biden doesn't run, he would not pick Kamala. You think? If Newsom was the one?
Yeah, you think? Do you
I
think the
Kamala
Democrats?
Is
the
persona non
Democrats?
grata. No. I think no one picks her for anything.
No way.
Okay,
even the party says no.
You're going to read about a book deal she gets, or she's going to appoint to be a president of some school.
Yeah,
and she will quietly go away.
Or of some
some think tank.
Like
if we're lucky, that's what happens.
Maybe on the cabinet, maybe.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Hello, you're on the air with Kevin.
It's Gary again.
Hello, you're on the air with Kevin.
Good morning. This is Gary. Sorry about that earlier phone call.
Please know, Gary, that was not me hanging up on you. That was on your end, buddy.
Yeah, I was in the dead zone.
So what do you got, buddy? I mean, obviously, you obviously probably don't agree with any of our opinions. So let it rip, Gary.
Yeah, you guys have to be out of your mind if you think DeSantis is going to ever be president of the United States. The presidential election isn't won by the right or the left. It's won by who wins the middle. And I was reading recently that the young Republicans are tired of hearing this word woke, the anti-woke thing.
Gary, I got to disagree with you. I think a lot of Americans are tired.
Stanley the Sniper 10,000 bits.
Bye.
Sniped. Kevin, we got this thing where if somebody gives us $100, we can snipe any guest almost
that's amazing. I like that.
It's a good
rule.
Good little gimmick.
I think, Gary, the problem is a lot of people don't see this is, you've got to win the primary first before you can talk about the general.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I appreciate Gary's comment, but everybody knows that, right now Nikki Haley might be polling at 2%. That's because not a lot of the folks in the country know who she is until she's gone out there and been in a couple of primary contests. Then her popularity will either grow or it'll stay where it is.
No, have they done any modern day numbers and is DeSantis the leader on the deal?
No, he's trailing Trump right now, and I think
he's trailing Trump.
Yeah. I think he
nationally
will. I think he will. But the problem is, you're also arguing against a person who has not announced they're even a candidate for the office. So I mean, it's kind of you say these are the candidates right now. If he gets in the race, what do you think? But I don't know. I think the problem is that DeSantis has tremendous amount of momentum. And as we talked about when we were on the air, when you are not in the office, when you don't have the bully pulpit, it's hard to stay relevant. And that's been Trump's problem. He's got a lot of great policies. Of course, I'm a huge supporter of everything he did policy-wise. But the problem is he doesn't have an ability every day to garner the news like DeSantis can with his agenda for the state of Florida. And all the other Republican candidates right now, where they have a disadvantage is they're not standing. They didn't do a state of a state address like DeSantis did yesterday. They're now outlining their prescription to solve the problem in Florida the same way they would solve the country's problem. And then they can say, look at Florida. If you like what's happened in Florida, I want to make America Florida. Look at our unemployment. Look at our housing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of very positive notes.
But there's a lot of people that hate that saying as well.
Well, of course, but I mean, who loves it? The people that love it resonate are the people that are going to be voting in primaries. Now, if he wins the primary, then of course he's going to move like every candidate, the folks that move from the left to the center, the right to the center, he has to become a more centrist. And when he does that, he'll deal with more of the folks that get people elected. If you rely just on the radical right or the radical left, that might be, an oxymoron in some ways, but you can't get elected with just those votes. You need the middle. And the question is, who is going to be more attractive to the middle of the person? Because there are people out there that said, you know what? Many years ago, I might be a Republican, but I support Obama.
I mean, I was like that at Obama's very first election. I voted for Obama. Now the second one I didn't. But he had me dog and ponied on the very first one, the hope and the change and the yippee-yo, and slick-looking, really, really well-versed, smart guy. You know,
and there were people that were Democrats,
and that's what you
that
need
didn't vote
to
for
win.
Clinton.
But there's that in order to win the presidency, you need a certain portion of the other side to believe your nonsense.
Right. Well, no, your nonsense, but where you are. And I think that the beauty of DeSantis currently in recency and primacy is he is in the now right now, and people can see his record right now as he speaks right now. Now, of course, he's got to deal with votes he made when he was a congressman. He's got to deal with the insurance issues. He's got to deal with how he perceived to have treated the hurricane here in Florida. There's a lot of people in the country who don't even know who he is. I mean, we're in it right now.
But with regards to not knowing who he is, I mean, there's only one other person they know, and that's Trump.
Correct.
Right? I mean, they don't know anybody else.
I
the
agree.
average person rolling around in Des Moines, Iowa, only knows Trump.
And the beauty of
so is that what Trump is counting on?
The Trump loyalists are extremely loyal, and they are going to vote no matter what his way. The question is, a lot of the Trump loyalists also like DeSantis.
Yes.
And, these are some of the same people. And DeSantis is very much cut from the same cloth as Trump. I think that you just don't find him saying things that are as
quite as abrasive.
Refined.
He's a more refined version. His pedigree is different. Harvard and Yale, his armed service. I mean, his support. He was worked in the Navy. He was a naval litigator. He was attached to a SEAL team. He did a lot of things that were really impressive from a pedigree standpoint. But that's what's. But here's the deal. We could all be wrong. A new person comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's a new national emerging that comes out of somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's coming out of there's nobody coming out of anywhere that's going to have that much whip to be able to be the next president that we don't know about now.
It's just hard to do that. And then you look at someone gets deaned in a rally, and all of a sudden they're
Howard Dean.
Yeah. And you look at when Trump was running, all the smart money early on, and I use that parenthetically, was on Jeb Bush. He had outraised everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, he was thought by many people to be the front runner at the time. All the, quote, smart people thought he had an in until he got up on the stage and completely got lambasted by Trump, and then nationally embarrassed, because that's what Trump does really, really well.
And I think a lot of people just didn't want another Bush in there.
I think
regardless of who it was.
I mean, very rarely can I say this, but I was Bushed out.
Yeah. But I think also, and I'll respond to the chat, polls right now kind of don't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
They really don't mean anything right now, because that's not indicative of anything that's going to happen
just too far
a
out
month from now, 3 months from now, whatever. So I think it's way too early to tell. I mean, it's great to talk about this. We could be way wrong, although I don't think I'm wrong. I think we will.
I like that new statement. I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I like that.
Well, I think it's going to play out that way.
Now, who does Trump announce as I guess you don't announce your running mate until after you're the candidate, right?
Yeah. So we're either going to see one of two things. We're going to see a brutal, bare knuckles UFC fight between Trump and DeSantis. I ultimately think, by the way, that Trump will not enter his first primary, and I don't know the reason that will be given or used or whatever. I just don't see that. I could be wrong, but I don't think it would be. And if I'm not wrong, then you're going to see a UFC fight. The difference between DeSantis and Bush and Marco is DeSantis is more of a scrapper, and I don't think he's going to be an easy target for Trump. And I mean, he is sharp. I think he's battle tested. I think that he will be able to give him a run for his money.
Although Charlie gave him a little bit of run for his money in the debate.
But the problem is that that's not even fair from the standpoint of he was going to lose either way.
Just because Charlie's, I mean, let's just face it. Charlie's pretty smooth and quick on his feet.
Charlie's very smooth.
That's Charlie.
Charlie's one of the best, if not the best, retail politician that Florida's ever seen.
Right.
I disagree with all of his politics at every level, but his politics is really good. Here's the problem with Trump. The problem with Trump is the first thing DeSantis says is, why didn't you fire Fauci? We all know he was a crook. We knew this. You knew this. You should have known this. You stood by him. You supported him. A lot of Republicans hate Fauci.
Right.
They hate him. That's going to be a problem for Trump. you see where Trump's going with DeSantis right now is that you locked Florida down. Well, we're going to have to see whether or not people can perceive that Florida was, quote, locked down for a long time.
I always thought that Florida was one of the most free states of any state out there.
Well, that's his book. That's his mantra. You know, the new...
Didn't he come and stay in Florida due to the fact that we weren't as locked down?
Well, that's what a lot of people are going to say. If you look at his new book that he's taking the tour on right now, DeSantis, is about freedom and how Florida wasn't locked down. His next thing he's pushing in this session is medical freedom. And that's a hot button for people, Republicans and primary voters, are medical freedom. And they want freedom. And he wants to say, listen, you can take whatever you want, and the government's not going to tell you what you can take for your illness, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's the flu, whether it's cancer. And people, that resonates with a lot of people.
Yeah.
The other issue is going to be, of course, that you look just what happened yesterday, is that Florida is now proposing a new abortion ban for 6 weeks.
What do you mean?
Oh, from 15 to 6?
15 to 6.
That's.
I don't.
We will have.
drop.
Well, hold on. It's going to be the most and one of the most aggressive abortion bills in the country.
It's just like,
now,
why is he doing this? He's getting
because
more.
his base will love it.
His base will love it, and the other people like me are going to vote for him anyways. Like maybe I don't agree with that, but I like everything else. Whatever, F it.
But here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
How do you differentiate yourself from all the other Republican candidates in the primary where very conservative voters vote? They're voting on abortion, and all of a sudden they're like going, wait, this is the guy we've been waiting for. Trump doesn't have the history to take that same position. And he's not been in a position to say that was my position on abortion. Now, he gets to say I appointed these judges.
Now, is there a chance I can get shot down, or is that a governor's decision?
Of course, yeah. No, it's not going to get shot down because he's got a supermajority in the Senate and the House. It's going to get passed.
When?
I got a vasectomy, so I'm going to worry
What's
about
that?
it.
When?
It'll get past this session before he announces presidency.
And they're going to lock it down to from 15 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, you're going to see...
Listen, can you see, Kevin, just like us, who, toes kind of your side of the fence, and did you see every one of our reactions?
I understand that. But again, he has to lock down the primary win.
Grandma.
Yes, he has to knock that down.
But then you said after that he might go more center?
Every president who's ever won, their party moves to the center.
Okay.
Yeah, you have
They
to.
move to the center.
I like to be in the center right now.
So the question is, you cannot come out as a centrist and win a primary. You've got to give red meat issues to your voters.
So you blast the red gas clear down to the mat you floor
you mobilize your base.
You floor it and then you feather it.
Right. Yeah, the second the primary's over, you start shifting.
The problem is what you don't want to be in a Republican primary is you don't want someone to move to your right. So if he starts out in the right, he is the farthest right candidate in the race.
Mm-hmm.
No one can go to the right.
Nobody
of him,
can outright him.
Go right him on abortion. No one can outright him on states being open for the pandemic.
Right, freedom.
No one can outright him on medical freedom.
Mm-hmm.
No one can outright him on the attack of the teaching your 3-year-old about trans. And the problem is well, the country that's a.
By the way,
issue.
we're pro-trans in every way, shape, or form.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But whatever it is,
that's the official statement.
Don't say gay bill.
Yeah, but I'm going to say, but DeSantis' position puts him even. They're saying nationally, a lot of people are like, well, his position on taking a lot of politics out of the classroom for those kids of that age, that's not a bad thing, and he's not getting a lot of pushback for that. Because he's not talking about middle school or high school. He's talking about,
K through third.
K through third. And K through third probably should be talking about basic things
but
like
the media isn't saying that that's what the bill is, though.
But what's more
a lot of people
important,
don't
though?
know. A lot of people don't know that's what the bill is.
I know, but the point is, when it gets down to it, and he's argued with the media and other people about what's in the bill, when people are given that information, like, okay, they're not pushing back hard on it.
But what's more important, Kevin, is 250 North Belcher Road.
Yes.
Clearwater, Florida.
Tomorrow. No, I'm sorry, Saturday.
Tomorrow. Saturday. At what time?
My days messed up. 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
And you can always go to Carlson High. Well,
Carlson, Meisner, Hart, and Hazlett.
Yes, it's now just Carlson, Meisner, Hazlett.
Carlson, Meisner, and Hazlett?
There you go.
Really?
Yes.
Perfect.
Is he? We changed it because you had difficulty saying the name. So
yeah. What's the phonetic? Carlson, Meisner, and Hazlett. So CMH.
You can come out also Saturday night. Duncan Pumpkins in the house. The future tank commander will be here Saturday night. So
he's a stud, is he
here,
not?
He's here.
Is your wife going to be there? That's all I care about.
My wife will be there dressed in green. My middle son is in day 17 out in California. So we'll hopefully get through first phase. So everything else is good.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin, thank you so very much.
All right, guys.
Kevin, thank you. And again, Kevin, anytime you want to come in, we love talking.
Yes.
Kevin.
Have a good trip, too.
Yes.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yes, it is.
But see, I think that everything that everybody's talking about, like, if you get far right in the primary, it doesn't matter.
Man, Kevin, that abortion thing is concerning.
Well, it is to a lot of people. But the difference is that it is what people want.
Want me to load your...
It is what that section of the party are absolutists in so many ways.
Right, so I get it. So you say, like, all right, 6 weeks in Florida, but then once you win the candidacy, then you go, all right, well, each state do what they want.
Exactly. Then what you say, and someone says, well, that's ridiculous, and you say, well, let me ask you this: the new Supreme Court decision, all it said is every state makes their own decision. If you think for 1 second that people in New York will stop killing babies the day they're born or the day before, you're wrong. You can still kill a baby on 9 months if you want to, and it's legal in New York. So tell me how that's changed.
Right.
And then they're going to say, well, these other states. Well, guess what? There's a lot of places that people want to live. There's people that are in New York that are anti-guns.
Yeah.
You got Illinois that are anti-guns. You got Texas that's pro-guns. And people are going to decide what they want to decide. Now, do I think ultimately whether or not a 6 week, does 6 week go to the Supreme Court? Does it get changed? I don't know. All they did is when it went to the Supreme Court, they didn't say 15 weeks is okay. They just said, well, it's not our decision to tell you what to do.
Right. Okay.
So, although 6 weeks I think is a little bit, it's difficult for someone to make a decision in 6 weeks or no in 6 weeks.
I changed your camera too, so if you hold up notes,
I think there's some problems with that.
It just says here, approximately 12 p.m. on game days, the left turn lane on to Steinbrenner Drive from Dale Mabry will be closed.
A lot of people said no matter what, they wanted that in there. Doesn't so
talking about me going to the game.
Yeah. Mother's Health is
so then just go basically around
the
Buck Stadium and go that way?
I think so. Go up around and go up and then down back down
straight into that parking lot.
Back down MLK.
No. Yeah, MLK.
MLK, and then going that way.
Either go straight, or if they make you turn, then you can turn and turn.
The problem
right.
I see is
you can make a left at that. You can probably make a left at MLK.
I want to protect women's bodies.
My
response
is you can go in straight past Del Mabry and take a left into the building,
right?
Or take a left on Del Mabry and turn right.
They're just giving you that little shortcut that they have there. They close that.
Yeah. I don't want to cut out a uterus. I don't want to change anything. But let's give that person a vote inside of what they want.
There wasn't a whole lot.
Because see Chris Rock's series? Chris Rock's
series.
No. He goes, listen,
okay, I better bring some sunscreen too, maybe. Okay.
Republicans are crazy.
Thank you, buddy.
Now, you people are pro-abortion. He goes, that's all right, man, but let's call what it is. It's killing babies.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're okay with killing babies, then just say what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Because it's like, obviously you want to punish the rapist, but then if you kill the kid.
But what would the kid do wrong?
Right.
It's a
doozy.
It's a real conundrum, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a problem. Then you get to the secondary problem is, well, who's raising these kids? Which I'm like, well, you can't get to that issue until you get to the first issue. Mm-hmm. Does that person have a vote? And it won't be long until I said Elon Musk will be able to give that person inside the voice to say this is what I think.
Yeah, Neuralink said.
And then you'll get there.
We can't even get our Twitter back.
You got your Twitter back?
No. We can't.
They won't even reply to us at all.
When did you all lose it?
Oh, God.
2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We file appeals all the time. They won't even reply.
They won't, all they say is we got your appeal and we're going to add it to your other 36 appeals.
Yep.
That's all they say to us.
Yeah. They won't even say why or nothing.
Yeah. If we had a big slinging dick congressman, we could get it handled.
You know, it's funny you say that. I had my Facebook advertising banned because of something I said or posted. They won't tell me what it was, and so you broke the rules. Here's our rules.
Yeah, you broke one of these 64 rules that we don't know which one. We're not going to tell you which one it is. Read these 42 pages, and it's somewhere in here.
Govern yourself accordingly.
Yeah, they all do that.
Oh, there he is with the broken all. What the hair?
We got to talk about his last 10 minutes of his show yesterday. Suppose it was very controversial.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten a little bit of trouble for that.
Did he?
From what I'm hearing from him.
All right, see you guys.
All right, bye, Kevin.
Kevin, thank you. Kevin, thank you. I hope Alex doesn't fuck this gig up. I got a feeling he's gonna fuck it up.
Oh my God!
Because he's getting too loose.
He's running too loose. He's just getting fucking. He needs to feather the pedal a little bit. Look at that hair. You can tell he went to bed with product in his hair because it's all fucking. He looks like Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna say goodbye or hurt you. That's Elvis meets Buddy Holly right there. Look at that.
There's a delay.
Yeah, no.
We're not on the air yet, you dipshit.
Oh my God.
That's how unbusiness radio savvy you are. You don't even know it. We're not even on the.
Hear me on the hot mic.
Oh, I can hear you all right, motherfucker. Here we go. 3 seconds. Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba. Pimp on a blimp. Standing by via Zoom. We know you can hear us. That's part of my mind screwing. Is that I'm saying things about you that I know you can hear, but you don't think that I think that you can hear me. But I know you can hear me.
Yeah, it's a double secret Willie inside job operation. I'm very familiar with inside jobs.
You know, Bubba, you're not near the work. You're not near the worker that I am, my friend. Listen,
I'm not the worker that you are. I've never said that I will, and ever has been the worker that you are. There's no way.
What happened last night, man? So I got a call about it earlier today. That you had like an African American kid in there on a wheelchair, and you did a high spot with the mama, and then a reverse end around with a heat getter, and then a big whodunit. What happened?
Don't forget about the backdoor nappy-headed reference to. I know, and I think listen. That's a joke. That's not even a racial term. Anybody that wants to claim racism is. I had a guy named Corey Borner who was a young man from DeSoto High School. Was a high school football player, and he was one of the last plays of his practice. He went there and he just did a low tackle and he paralyzed himself. And he's a very young man. And he can't walk anymore. He's graduated college. He's incredibly positive for all the bad things that have happened to him. And I just said a joke, and I didn't say.
Well, nappy-headed. Hold on, nappy-headed, and nappy-headed hoe is not anything that is to be concerned about because Don Imus already took the heat for all that, and so you can always just say that I was doing a Don Imus high spot.
As long as that's what you are doing, you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, as long as that's what you're doing, a Don Imus high spot.
Duh.
So that's not. If people are making a big deal about that, then that's not even a big deal.
Okay, well, good. Well, no, they said, after the show, they said, hey, Alex, I got a call from a very important executive. They said, do you think we should edit that out? We can edit it out. And I said, no. I said, leave it in. I think it's not racist. Corey, they were so excited to be on the show. He loves it. I'm going to film more content with him. His mom loves it. His
now,
niece
who are
loves
you
it.
directing? Who are you directing the term nappy head? Now, first of all, there was not the word hoe, so it was just nappy head.
No.
Yes.
Just nappy-headed women is what I said. Yes. No.
And who was that? And who was that directed to?
So I was asked. So Corey, who's basically paralyzed from the neck down,
right?
I was talking to his mom, similar to what's the young man at
Brandon.
Barp? What was the?
Yeah, Brandon.
This
Brandon.
kid's a little different. Yes.
So this is your version. This is your This is your Brandon, the quad version of our show. Stealing more stuff from me, stealing more content from me, where you get a kid in a wheelchair, then you bring his mom in. Next thing you know, Ty J wants to blast her.
Caitlin will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Caitlin will be there. You're going to get the guy laid.
It's so funny. I guess everything I do is because you've done it all before me. So what can I do? I can't reinvent the wheel. I'm trying to create content, but this guy's a great guy.
We love you. You can rip off all my stuff you want, buddy, please.
Don't say that. Now he's going to for real.
That's all right.
Okay, so listen.
He'll be just like Tucker and forget where he came from. But anyway, there you go.
Bubba
Now listen.
Let me tell you the context. Let me tell the context real quick. So the reason why I said it is because I was asking her what kind of girls want to go after him. Because believe it or not, this guy gets hit up by a lot of celebrities. He's a very positive message. He's just a Christian, good kid. He could be very negative. He's positive. So he's hung out with The Rock, Bob Stoops,
perfect.
T.I. If you look at his Instagram, yeah, it's just like a.
He's a very likable person that celebrities gravitate to. So, there you go.
Yeah.
And so what's the context?
I asked his mom, what are these women doing? I know some of these women are coming after Corey. He's a handsome young man. And I mean, are you checking his DMs? Are you seeing what they're sending him? And I said, are some of these nappy-headed women, they come in there. Have you ever say, hey, Corey, I don't like her, or I don't like that? Just asking her.
That's a little. That's not quite what I thought it was going to be. That could be a problem.
Oh,
I'm just saying. I thought you were using it in a Don Imus type way, but I mean, I don't know.
Are you playing with me, Bubba? Now you're trolling me? No, put me over.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not.
Now you're healing
I'm not.
me?
But hold on, lover. I'm not trolling you, but that in conjunction with the phone call that was received right after the show, that a high-ranking executive suggested that perhaps you edit that. I mean,
I don't know. He didn't say I had to. He just said we could. He said that's a possibility whenever I say that because I do the show live. I don't think it's that bad. Now you're giving
well,
me anxiety.
let me throw it over to Blitz. Blitz, let's say that. No, hold on, Blitz.
Yeah.
Let's say that we were back on Sirius XM, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I had used I had an African American guy that was in a wheelchair, and his mom is in here. And I say, listen, Tamika, what kind of girls are going after around here? Anytime you ever got to step in and get some of these nappy headed girls, and so we got back after the show, and somebody called you and said, hey, listen, Pat Donnelly, or whoever, Jeremy Coleman, or whoever, thinks that you might want to, for the replay, edit that out. I would say to you, Blitz, get your razor knife out.
These days, yes. 10 years ago, you would say no way.
Yeah, that's the difference. These days, I would say yes and keep my job. The days when I was running like Alex Stein, thinking that I was all that, I would have said kept it in.
Right.
Learn from my mistakes. I'm your sensei. Learn from my mistakes, buddy.
You are. But the thing is, that's not even controversial. I mean, I'm trying to be. I mean, listen.
But how did you say it? How did you say it?
I just said I don't want some of these nappy women coming after your son.
Did you say nappy headed?
Yeah, I said nappy headed women.
What was the look you got from the mom when you said it too?
Shut up, Lummy.
I'm so scared. Yeah, well, hold on. But hold on. What was? Hold on, lover. Listen to me. What was the mom's reaction? That's kind of important.
It was fine. They had an incredible experience. They could not have spoken more highly of.
All right, listen. Stop. I got a way to fix it. Is there any way you can have them on today for today's show?
Yeah, and bring on a bunch of nappy-headed women.
No, hold on. If you just get like them to
Listen.
record something, get them to record something and be like,
A
"Hi."
hostage type video.
Yeah, well,
a hostage.
not
video?
hot.
Yeah, where they can blink SOS.
They got bags over their heads with ISIS behind them, saying we were not coerced into saying that this nappy-headed comment was okay. No. But you just like maybe start the show with the phone call from her and be like, "What's her first? Just her first name."
I think it was Charlene.
Charlene, listen, there's been a little bit of a crap storm in the midst of you and your lovely son's appearance yesterday, and I want to make sure, one, I want to apologize to you if you took my comments, wrong, in a wrong way. You know that I love your son. I'm pulling for your son. I'm pulling for your family, but in any way, shape, or form, if my comments did offend you, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to you personally as I open this program.
Sometimes the apology makes things worse.
No. It covers.
You're acknowledging you did something wrong.
Hold on, no. It covers his ass, and it does create a little bit of a mushroom cloud of content. And you covered your ass. What's the other side of the fence? The executives this turns into a crap storm, and you didn't apologize. You're being proactive on this. We don't know where this is headed. Right?
I always love being proactive. I honestly do. I guess I'll call
Plus
Corey
it's content. It's shtick. It's Andy Kaufman. It's telling on yourself. It's telling on yourself. It's saying, I went a little too far last night, but I'm sorry, and here's the mama to accept my apology.
Right. But sometimes like that calls more attention to it, and that's what people actually see. Then, because a lot of people might not have seen it to begin with, and now you're calling attention to it.
I know, but if she accepts your apology,
I think that's actually brilliant. Well, see, now this is good. Now this is good.
Yes.
Now this is good. See, this is good now. Now I'm really
feeling the now what? Okay, you can go one of two ways. Either you're not in trouble for this because it doesn't turn into anything, or you are in trouble for this and it's just begun. We don't know yet. We just don't quite know it yet. Okay, but if we hedge our bets and saying if it was if this could potentially be a problem, let's get ahead of it and let's tell on ourselves and let's get the person that was in the room that would have been the most offended by it. Let's automatically get their endorsement right out of the box.
Yeah, and then just start on the right foot. And I mean, honestly, if you bring attention to it, it does.
Then it brings that's all you ever do is try to get attention to yourself. So if nobody watched last night's show and was pissed about it, now they potentially might get a chance to see what happened and be pissed about it.
Yeah,
and
so
troll the hell out of it.
Alex, you'll either be completely fine or you'll be fired. One of the two. No big deal.
Glenn, hold on. First of all, hold on. First of all, Glenn Beck is. Let me just go on record by saying this: Glenn Beck has, if not as brilliant, more brilliant of a radio mind than I do. So, I mean, Glenn Beck is not worth $500 million.
Alex was on Glenn's show last week.
Well, so what I'm saying is Glenn Beck has him and I have, I think, kind of the same pro wrestler, entertaining, let's push it to the edge, but have some, I think he has that mentality. But, he does. He certainly, and he supersedes my intellect with regards to the human psyche and doing entertaining, high spot, pro wrestling type Andy Kaufman.
He's in the Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest of all times, and I have nothing but just unbelievable amount of respect for him. I think Glenn Beck would say, damn, now that's knowing how to work. That is knowing. You got something that potentially could be an issue, and you defuse it. You open the show up with it, bam, right here. I was a bad boy. This is what I did, and here's the mom, and I'm so very sorry. And she says, no problem. I wasn't offended to begin with. And you're like, great. Now let's go. Let's start the show. Boom.
Wow. Okay. Bam. I think we got the intro to the show tonight. So Bubba Army, we want you to be in the chat. So now I got to go call the mom. I do need her to do a hostage video. Then I have to edit in a video of me saying the clip. Her reaction, her accepting the apology.
You just say, hey, listen, I may have said something that may have been taken the wrong way. And if I did, I'd like to take this opportunity to 100% apologize to you because you know what? I absolutely adore your son. I love what your son's doing, and I know that you're
all true.
And I know that it's absolutely how you feel. This is absolutely your baby facing, and you're being honest, and you're like, listen, being a mother of a handicapped person is tough. You know, there's a lot of things that you have to go through in life that most parents don't have to. So if I was insensitive by trying to be funny by quoting a stupid, blame it on Don, by quoting a stupid Don Imus fleeting joke, I sincerely apologize because I have nothing but mad respect for you and your son, and I hope that you continue to be on my program.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And then you have the executive producers play the clip that maybe got you in trouble that you're apologizing to begin with. In case you missed it,
it's good.
you open up real sincere like Glenn would. Like, ladies and gentlemen, in case you missed it last night, I may have gone too far. Had an African-American kid in here. He's in a wheelchair bound. His mother is just the salt of the earth. And trying to be funny, wrapping up the show, I may have said in a fleeting type, stupid, boneheaded Don Imus type reference, made a reference. Here it is for you to see. Boom, play it. And so you know what? I have her on the phone, Cheryl on the phone. And Cheryl, I would like to make sure that, you didn't interpret that any other way than me trying to be funny, and how much I appreciate you and your son. Will you accept my apology? And she's like, Alex, that was no problem, man. I didn't, no big thing. Boom. You're Alex Jones Young Stein.
Yeah. All right. Well,
you won't do it. You won't do it. You won't do it.
No, I will do it. I will do it. I just got to edit a little piece. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll probably start the show with a 2-minute monologue. Then the first bit of the show, the first section of the show, will be me playing that clip.
I wouldn't start the show with a 2-minute. I wouldn't start the show with a 2-minute monologue. I'd start the show with the hot spot right there. Boom. Then go into the
spot right there.
Right there. Then go into the two. Then after you get the clearance from her, you go, now let's start the show.
All right.
Whatever.
All right.
Do whatever
all right,
you
Bubba,
want.
that's
You can get
it.
fired. I don't care.
No, I'm going to do it. I think that's a great idea because it doubles. It's a double work because it brings back the callback to that. And now it's just
It's a double work with a guy that may not have seen it on the front side, back side, and now he sees it and he might be mad about it and start trolling you, and you might get 14 extra subscriptions.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. So I need.
But more importantly, you can go back to that executive and say, you know what? I didn't edit it. Instead, I apologize to the people that were in the studio at the time. I thought this would be more entertaining and more proactive and get right to the point.
Yeah, I think so.
Meanwhile, Glenn's like, God dang, that's brilliant. God, and then you son of a bitch, you better tell Glenn Beck. You know what, Glenn? Full disclosure, you know where I got the idea from? Big Fat Bubba Clem. Yeah, big fat.
I will. No, I would put you over to Glenn any day, any time of the day, any day of the week. I'm going to bring you to the Blaze when you're ready to go, when you're ready, Freddie. I mean, I'll roll out the proverbial red carpet.
I hope so, because I've given you so many goddamn ideas. I practically do the show for you.
One-way sign. You see that one-way sign? It's gonna say both lanes, 2 lanes very soon.
No, it's never gonna say Alex Stein Superhighway gives back a goddamn penny. It's never gonna say that. It's gonna be more one way. It's gonna be no trespassing for too long.
I know it's starting to feel like that, but just wait, Bubba. Like I said,
I mean, I'm glad you're taking my appearance on my show seriously. You're in your goddamn like you're Hugh Hefner in your bathrobe.
Well, I'm doing this to relax. I'm trying to get my mind in a relaxation state. Today's a show state.
Yeah.
As a creative person, I'm up here in the morning. I'm about to go kind of walk and get on the grind. And, let's be honest, you're with Kevin talking about all these intense things, abortion. I'm trying to keep it loose. I'm trying to keep the nightclub feel.
We got it, buddy. And we just opened and we just wrote the opening of your show.
Yes, sir. But before we go, I think I got to go shoot. It sounds crazy. This guy, Rez the rapper, he's like kind of a conservative rapper. He's shooting a music video with a bunch of other conservative type influencers in Orlando on the 27th of March. And Lummy needs to come down and we need to put on pads and we need to film Lummy and I doing some pass rush.
Oh, there you go.
Lummy ain't going to Orlando to film some stupid stuff. You need to come to us, my friend, please. I mean, goddamn, I've practically written your show. I've told you everything. Anything that's been successful on your program's coming from me. I told you how to handle Glenn.
Well, I can't come. Well, I can't come. I got a trip to the weekend to New York after that. Then I can maybe come then. I want to come do it. Then I'll come to Tampa because Lummy and I had to strap on the pads. Now you're being awfully quiet, Lummy. I see. I know.
Oh, no, I'm ready. I'm ready for you.
Lummy will own you.
Yes, I will.
He will. You're soft compared to Lummy. You're soft.
Well, I know, but at full pads. But see, I'm mentally stronger. That's the thing.
You don't have to have a helmet on. You don't have to have a helmet on for pass rush drills.
Helmet, no, I think we should go full. No, I mean, I'll do it. Nothing.
I mean, you guys can do it in short. You guys can do it in shorts and a shirt. Lummy can pancake you all the same. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but then Stein will get mad at me once I start pancaking him. Give him a couple little chair checks in his chest.
Get some pass rush drill in. What about Blitz?
Yeah, you know what Blitz pass rush drill consists of? Him taking one step back and shooting your kneecaps off. that's how he. Then he walks right. Then he walks right to the quarterback and shoots him in the head.
3-point stance. But no, I'll go.
Blitz doesn't play football. He plays guns. Okay.
Okay, well, let me just tell you something. We're going to get in a 3-point stance, and I'm going to fire off full speed. I'm not talking about half speed. I'm not talking about 3/4 speed. I'm not talking about 9/10.
Yeah, it's going to look like Orlando Pace. Lummy's going to be like Orlando Pace going against some rookie in training camp that was the 7th round last guy picked from Auburn.
It's going to be like Javon Curse for the Tennessee Titans just tackling the entire line of scrimmage. And we need to get, we really do need to film this. I mean,
we will. We'll film. We film things you don't for us, but we do for you. None of us. Son of the bitch.
Don't worry, that video's coming soon, Bubba.
And I'm very grateful for everything.
And when's the last time, other than when I appeared on your show and did oral simulation, that you've mentioned me on your program?
Oral simulation, and that got me in a little hot water too.
But you know what? It got you some hot water, but it didn't get you fired, kid. And it got you some scuttlebutt too.
I know. Why am I always on the edge, though, Bubba? How do I? So what do I do? Okay, last thing. So what do you recommend that I do? That I play it safe, or do I continue?
No, you keep playing the edge, but you baby face when you need to. And tonight's a big baby face deal. You break it down. Look at Glenn. Glenn's the best at ups and downs and porpoising. Glenn will be so serious, and then he'll take his glass off and he'll break it down and he'll be soft.
Then he'll put his sweater on and cry.
Yeah, and then I've seen Glenn practically in tears. Glenn will be full hot, full controversial, and then he'll break it down and be like, that's what you got to learn how to break it down. You're like always on cocaine. You need to get on some Xannies.
Yeah. Start crying.
Listen. I'll give you a street level deal, man. Stay on. Stop doubling down on the cocaine and throw a few Xannies in there.
The whole bar.
Yeah,
full milligram totem pole.
2.
Yeah.
So I got to get going. We're running way late.
Okay, yeah, but Xanax is a terrible drug. Anna, do you really take that stuff?
No, she doesn't. Anna doesn't do anything. She is so clean. It's pristine.
Yeah, Xanax is terrible. Just the taste alone is not good.
Yeah,
Okay,
the effects are fantastic.
Hey,
watch the show tonight, 6 p.m. Central Time.
If you listen to me, I'm going to tell you right now.
How do we find it?
I'm going to tell you right now. How do we find the show?
YouTube, Prime Time with Alex Stein.
Okay. 2.
And you can go to ilovealexstein.gay, and I think there's a link to the show.
2. If you don't do my idea, you're never appearing on my show again.
I'm doing the idea.
Because that is, I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to text me privately, and you're going to say, you know what? That is one hell of an idea. Because you know that is one hell of a high spot. Because you're telling on yourself and you're covering your ass, kid.
That's why I love you, Bubba. All right.
I love you too, buddy. See you later.
Bye.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Lummy, I hope you Reggie White him.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He thinks he's already going to be, all come full blast. I already know his little fucking mind shit. He's going to then back up. He's going to try to do some bullshit.
Some spinneroony.
Yeah.
Some fucking swim willy.
Yeah.
Some fucking, crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, he's going to try, and then he's going to get tangled up in his feet, and then I just shove him down and pancake him on his ground.
Shove him.
You were Dark Knight Steve. In my head. Dr. Dan's Blue Manga Maker. That's right, so say Redneck. What's up? Awesome shot. You want to put it on?
Let me. Do you got a sports show today, buddy?
I was thinking about doing it. It depends on what time the after show ends.
Well, we're going to end the after show very, very quickly. It's going to be a 7-minute after show. Be like, hey, Anna, how you doing? Great, good. How's your DJ skills? Good, perfect. Are you tired? I am. How about you? Let's go home.
Let's go the fuck home.
Perfect.
It's going to be called the Let's Go the Fuck Home show.
Ooh.
It's true, Dark Match.
Are you? I mean, we had such a great day. I mean, we got our new fucking best friend. Our new best friend.
Was it Nilsson?
Yeah, Adam Nilsson. Fucking G-Ball.
G-Ball Willie.
Jesus, are you kidding me?
Jesus.
What's up? Good morning, nice Julio.
My God, Becky. Look at her butt. This is so big and out there.
Boom. Oh, 69 seconds still. There we go. Is that what it is? Now, Witherspoon instructors, if you guys listen this morning, we're going to the baseball game.
To the motherfucking baseball. Oh, so you're on street. Yeah, street.
Thanks, Nick the Gun Guy. Since the show number is 130, it starts at 1.
Nick the gun guy, what's up?
Too hard. What's up? This one, RM, KKEO, S5, 53 months. Get that off. Put that one on there. Brian from Philly and the red beard.
Good morning, Brian from Philly.
Nope, not that one. There's that.
Daddy Yankee.
This one, red beard.
Lummy Lightning gonna be okay?
Yeah, they're not good. They make the playoffs. They roll. Everyone will be back, feeling good, rested up.
There's a couple guys that are out?
Fuck, what's his name? God damn it, my mind's he was out. Hedman was out last night, but like I said, I feel like they're kind of
Suck.
no, they're kind of coasting right now. I think they saw last year, even though they weren't the number 1 seed, them coming in, they still made the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they got a healthy Point, right?
Yep.
They got a healthy Stamkos. They got a healthy Kuch.
Yeah, they're fun. 100%.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba. Lummy, I think I'm good for my extra endorsements that you would need for Friday. I think I'm good.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Thank you. We're out of here. And we'll be starting a after show at 10 after.
Okay.
10, that way, Blitz, because we can blow out of here.
That works for me.
Anna was going to call it the shortest after show in the history of the free living world.
Sounds good.
And then, Lummy, I don't know if you're doing a sports or not.
If it's good, really quick, I'll do it.
Don't know what he said, but I think it said something to do with if it's quick.
If it's going to be quick, then there will be a sports show after.
My tongue is as dumb as my brain.
It's a little slow today.
1010 Facebook and YouTube for an after show. We'll see you then.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
operations manager and co-host Blitz K,
co-host and show historian Lummox,
co-host Anna Hummel,
co-host Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire of Council, co-host J. Diaco Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council,
the BRN agent Thomas Buttoned Up B,
and for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer. Exactly. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello. I'm back.